helping Steven Crowder. Helping Steven Crowder.
Breasts.
That was kind of quick, huh? A lot of people are asking why I have the Elden Ring music in a different key. I have no idea. I just felt like it. It's really that fucking simple. But was DSP actually quick though? Do we know the full time span of his fapping? My stream is buffering. I have not noticed any buffering, and according to OBS, there is no buffering. I just don't understand how these dudes keep getting away with the same, like, just doing terrible shit. Like, yo, if I did a, could you imagine if I did a scam like Logan Paul? I would be done. I would have my YouTube channel shut down. YouTube itself would shut it down. I'm not saying that this, I don't even know if this has anything to fucking do with YouTube. I don't think it does. But you get my point. Like, when he fucking made a video in the suicide forest in Japan, if I made a video like that, that would have been it. I would have lost my channel. I would have been the fucking laughing stock. Yeah, it's because they're rich. And people, especially in the States, idolize wealth and think that they're like be more human than human. Yeah, it was almost 5 years ago, the suicide forest thing. You know, and then you have people like Andrew Tate who, anytime they're questioned, they just make it that they're being attacked because they're telling you the truth, and people just believe it. That's it. That's all you got to do. Just say, and everyone thinks that everything's a fucking conspiracy. So they do. They buy it. They eat it up. They use the negative press as a way to spin it to make money. It was 5. Yeah, did he learn a lesson from doing something fucking stupid when do you know what he's up to now? I've watched all the CoffeeZilla videos, son of a pirate. And it was 5 years ago, not 12, where he filmed a dead body in the woods. Like, come on, dude. And he's obviously hasn't learned that much. You know, I don't know if you're saying that to just joke around. Maybe you're just joking. Yeah, it's elitist. So, and the problem is that the general population, they feel like there's a lot of people. Someone literally said to me, "Oh, look, a fat guy is saying to a billionaire that he's doing something wrong." I'm like, so he's a billionaire, so I should, like, people literally stand in line like there's a pack of wolves and there's the leader of the pack and he's the alpha wolf, and they're just like, "Yes, sir, I will just blindly follow." It's just amazing how human beings literally are just animals. I know there's super chats there. I'm just chatting right now. So, I think fame and fortune went... Dude, fame and fortune gets to a lot of people's heads. That's a problem. It's elitist, sociopathic garbage, 100%. What 5 words best describe my cock? Why are you trying to make me think already? Rich my StreamLabs. Big, throbbing, chocolate, veiny erection. I didn't think I was going to be able to do that. And the problem with these guys is that it's kind of like Tommy Tallarico. It's like he had success. He lied about it and over-exaggerated everything. But he had success, but it was just never enough. And from what I'm hearing, he's selling everything but the kitchen sink to keep himself afloat. And you know what? With how much lies and bullshit and snake oil Tommy's fed to people throughout almost his entire career, essentially, I have no pity on him. I don't wish ill will on him. But do I think he could go fuck himself? Yes, I do. I will never get over that a CEO of a company slid into my DMs just for calling him out on his bullshit and telling him that I need Tommy T got called out for what? That might be an interesting little side note. So, hey, sexy man, still love most of the content over the past. Could you do you like Pella? Yeah, it's good. I like Pellegrini. It's seltzer, but seltzer with minerals in it. It's good though. What's good, Rich? I finally got an 87 BMW 5 Series on the road this week. Also, can I get to try to relax your anuses in medium? Yes.
Try to relax your anus. Try to relax your anus.
Breasts.
It's another crypto ski, man. You know, like, yeah. Look, I mean, how old is the guy? In his late 20s now? He was in his early, like, if the Suicide Forest thing, which was really bad, was the only thing that he did, I actually kind of agree with you. Really stupid fucking thing. I would never do it. But dudes in their early 20s may as well be 12 fucking years old. Okay, it doesn't justify what they do. They're grown-ass men and need to be held accountable. But trust me, I know men in their early 20s don't think. The only head they think with is their dick. Last night's stream was so epic. So do you and Jay make it great and entertaining. See, yeah, that was a fucking insane stream last night. You know, well, they clown their way to millions, but towards the end of my Steam Deck video, a clip. No, when was that? Which video was that? From today? I'll tell my editor about it. Yes, I watched the CoffeeZilla doc. Actually, I already had 500 people, man. Fuck. There's a lot of stuff I gotta figure out. Your shoulders humping Steven Crowder.
Your shoulders
Helping Steven Crowder.
I gotta work on like YouTube shorts. I got the problem is manpower and time. The shorts have to happen because YouTube is pushing shorts now. Like you have no choice but to do shorts. If you don't want to do shorts, you either shut down your channel or just go to live streaming. I love that the quartering. Well, dude, how could he not? Like, even if you're like a far right winger, how do you look at what he did and be like, yeah, that was a good move. That was great. Nah, pumping out 5 fucking videos. 5 videos of what? I would have to flip shit and turn it into outrage? Yeah, no thank you. Hard pass. Hard fucking pass. It works. I'll give him that. It works. You know. But like I said, Techman, ages ago, I knew eventually that was going to happen. Like, that's why I stopped talking about him mostly until recently. When he wouldn't even reply to my, like, usually he quote tweets me when I talk about his stupid shit. Even recently he did. But with this one, he didn't quote tweet me and say like, "Oh, look at my viewer base compared to yours. There was nothing. It was crickets, Mr. Hambley. Gee, I wonder why. Maybe because you look like a fucking asshole." I mean, like, I'm gonna make a short of, I think it's like a perfect companion, like USB. Take your sweater off and do a giveaway for it. What? Thank you. I don't know if I'll give this away though. So what music do we put for this?
Fucking tits.
Baba Booey.
Baba Booey, Baba Booey, Baba Booey, Baba Booey, Baba Booey, Baba Booey.
Fucking tits.
That was fast. I was like, so thank you everybody. But that's the real shit though, dude. That's why Howard Stern's penis, you deserve it.
Howard Stern's penis.
That didn't sound right. It sounded like I was like, you deserve Howard Stern's penis in your ass. Rich's left nipple is excited.
Try to relax your anus.
Hugo, thank you for the wiener. All right, we've been at over 500 people for like since I came on screen. Essentially, I think we were at like 270 for a second, and everyone's fascinated by this. Like, how do you ruin everything when you have everything? But that's what happens, man, with these people, is that it's never enough. You have 10 million, you want 20 million. You have 20 million, you want 200 million. You have 200 million, you want 2 billion. You have 2 billion, you want fucking 10 billion, and you'll do whatever you need to do to get there. Wait, didn't someone say something interesting that we should watch first? I forgot what they fucking said before we get into this. Let me go, why are they showing an article from like 2016? Gamers' hearts rejoice. They're talking about the new Nintendo NX. I swear to God, that's an article from 2016 that for some reason now is, JCS is on some real deep... I'm going to do it 100%, but that's on some real deep, serious shit. Oh, look, Logan Paul is a turd. TSP tries it, professional reviewing. Where is this? See, this is what I'm saying. What is that? Oh, no, he's wearing the hat. Dude, I have to... Can I watch this? I ask you guys. You're the ones who were here. I said we are going to watch Logan Paul. It's definitely going to happen. But this... Like, why do you give me these delicious Phil morsels? And you know what's funny is that... Oh, Rich, you're... Like, Phil gets all angry like that he's in my thumbnails. My editor just did that today. I didn't ask him to put him in the thumbnail. The next thing I know, Richard Ledbetter and, oh my God, I can't remember his name right now. We're both staring at Phil eating a hamburger when he's popping out of the Nintendo Switch. That was my editor. John Linneman, yeah. I don't know.
Dark Souls. Back in the... So the next question is...
Okay, ask the king. I don't care about the burping. The trolls bring up the burping. I fucking burp and fart and shit. Not on the stream, but all the time. Who cares? So again, execution. I appreciate all the super chats, but that was... I will have the shirt off for an hour in your honor because it's 50... God, I sound like a hooker. I need the more dramatic look in different key Elden Ring music to come to the realization of this now. I need birds too, please. And I need Phil. Come on, Phil, please.
A very intelligent brain.
You do own my nipples. Seymour, we gotta talk still. I need someone to do stream highlights. We gotta talk this week. I am going to get stuff finally set up for merch. I am also going to start doing prank calls. I have to make an executive decision because the prank calls are going to be exclusive to one of two places. I would like to have them on Twitch be exclusive because it would definitely be an incentive to go there. I just don't know if Twitch's TOS would allow it. Because you know motherfuckers on the other line are going to say shit that I can't control. Dude, a guy said he was going to pull up to my house, a scammer, and fuck me in the ass. Oh, shut up. People actually wanted Phil. I had the Logan Paul videos loaded up. We're still watching them. Calm your fucking anus down. So, yeah, Seymour, we got to chat. You probably have a job. We'll talk more in detail behind the scenes since it's no one's business. Jay can't fucking do it. There's no way. With the big projects coming up. Andrew, I missed a super chat. Can I get an order of pee in my basement in 10 yes? Yes.
I just peed in my basement.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
yes,
God.
yes,
Oh.
yes, 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 yes.
Phil can never make ASMR videos. Yes, please, because I will forget. Like, after this stream, going to the merch website, getting it at least started. Let's see if they could actually send me out a verification email now. And there's like a step-by-step guide to doing the pranking the scammers. I can't wait. I'll do that shit. I'm gonna get paid for something I would do for free anyway. Oh man, it's like a dream come true. That's how this shit started. I was doing shit. I was like, wait, I can get paid to talk about this shit, and I was doing it for free for years. Okay. Okay.
I'm never blowing bubbles ever again.
So don't worry, this is not a Phil-dominated night. We're only this is the appetizer of the stream, by the way. So thank you, Salachin, for the super chat. You got I'm never blowing bubbles ever again. And I got to give you this too.
You take the bubbles and shut them up your fucking ass. How about that?
It's from Minxy, and Minxy asks the following.
Dude, just imagine some like from literally there's mafias in India that do this shit, like, and they're owned by like wealthy families, and what they do is they have a whole bunch of offices, and once like the cops catch up to them in one place, they just like pack everything up in like an hour, and they're in another office, and then that office, like, so these dudes though, I remember, man, this one Indian dude, and he was Indian, so it's not me being racist, but this is how he sounded. Okay, so everyone calm the fuck down. And I was like, what the hell was, I think it was about either health insurance or something like that. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, I was like, man, listen. I was like, you should, another guy, I always tell him to fuck me in the ass or something along those lines, and they just don't know what to do. He's like, yeah, how about I come and fuck your mom in the ass? Yeah. Men's asses, sure.
Men's asses! Men's asses! Men's asses! Men's asses!
Yeah, your mom is a slut. I'm like, all right, dude, my mom is a slut. Listen. I said, come here, sit on my face, and tell me about healthcare while you're sitting on my face. You need to go fuck yourself. Okay, thank you.
He says, you often make scathing comments about unprofessional reviewers and how they barely play the games that they review, etc. There's a legit criticism, but why do you review Dark Souls? Why did you review Dark Souls back in the day after only having seen 10% of the game? Even reviewing Battlefield 4 after only playing the multiplayer for a little over an hour could be seen as unprofessional, as you've barely scratched the surface or tried any of the weapons. Shouldn't your legit criticism of the mainstream gaming media be applied to yourself as well? Okay, let me explain. All right.
Please explain, Phil.
First of all, when I say that reviewers are being unprofessional and they're reviewing something but that they're not playing, all right, I'm talking about someone who sits down, plays a game for an hour or two, says, I don't like this game, and then writes a review. Because that's not professional. In order to do a full review of a game, you do need to play it from start to finish.
I'm mixed on that. I mean, you have to play more than like a fucking hour, but do I think that you need to play, oh, you know, the first 30 hours of the game sucked, but the 31st hour was great. No, then that means the game was shit with one fleeting decent moment. Like, no, it's a shit game. If you don't grab me within, like, in my opinion, I would say that's a little low. Let's say 7 to 10 hours. I can't fuck with it. You know, like, I know some people get pissed off at that. Like, Rich, you know, sometimes games have slower pacing, and why is it giving me such a fucking problem to log into my YouTube account? Not on YouTube, by the way, on StreamLabs. On Breast Labs. Did I just say Breast Labs?
Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles.
It's gonna be a long night. I'm not sorry for Phil. For Phil, I don't hear. He said we're, yeah, dude. What I found out last night when we had Chris, the guy who built his computer, like, oh shit, dude, I gotta tell my editor something. You just reminded me. I was like, come on, Phil. Really, dude? Listen, you don't have to do anything yet. Yes, I am going to suck my own tits. Download the stream from last night because we should make a video of when Chris came on and talked about Phil with his PC. That would probably be like a 100,000 view video. So, not saying you have to do anything with it tonight. Just download it from Twitch while you're naked, and I'll suck my own tits. I did not even check Twitter DMs today. Well, no, that's not true. I talked to one person, but that's it. Did I give you 5 men's asses? I'll do it again.
Men's asses. Men's asses.
Fucking tits.
And then give your honest opinion on everything in the game. Now, I'm talking about a game with a single-player campaign. A game with multiplayer is different. And the reason that a game with multiplayer is different is because multiplayer can change. Multiplayer, your initial sitting and playing the game, can change the next time you play it, and then could change after a month when everyone learns the multiplayer, the ins and outs of it, and it could change again. So, you get a little bit more leeway if you're reviewing...
If a game is going to be calm by 3 hours. I'll talk to him about that later.
The multiplayer of something versus playing the single player of something. Now, the first thing he asks is, he says, why did I review Dark Souls back in the day without beating it? All right? Because I couldn't progress in the game anymore.
What? All right, Quantum. Oh, God. Oh, no. I'm not going to put it in a bottle and breastfeed. I suck at the game. Therefore, I'm just going to... I'm not high enough for this yet.
I was at a point in the game where if I wanted to progress, I was going to have to backtrack for hours, redo shit that I didn't want to redo, and waste my time. That's not the purpose of a game, in my opinion, to waste my time. The purpose of the game is to be entertained. I wasn't going to be entertained trying to fight my way back out of that fucking bog that I was in and trying to fix my sword, which was broken, and trying to do all this stuff. That's not entertaining, all right?
Well, that's subjective, Phil. You're saying that as if it's fact. Hey, Rich, it was a surprise to see you in a God of War Ragnarok. Your performance as Thor was incredible. The motion cap work they did on you was spot on. Thank you, DBZ. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was a lot of work. I mean, yeah, not to bring up shout out to Seymour DeMonico with that this is how you don't play. It was excellent, but it was true. I'm pretty good at Elden Ring now, man. But when I first started playing that shit, ooh, boy. Oh, boy. I was something. I was special. We'll put it that way.
But why did I review it if I didn't beat it? Well, I felt that I had played the game to a natural progression point in the game where someone like me, that's as far as you're going to get.
Why is he wearing that hat? Has he ever explained that hat? I need to know the hat. What is the lore of the hat? Well, what he said tickled television, to be precise here, is that if a game is not made for everybody, then it shouldn't be made. I don't like playing fighting games really well. That might not be true. I got that 8-bit Do controller and I may change that. But like, people love fighting games. I love Evil West. I think it's fun. That game is definitely not for everybody. A lot of people don't like that game. Does it mean it shouldn't be made? According to Captain...
Breastfeed it.
Yes, that's what he... I'm not bringing her... Papa John, fuck you. Fuck you, Papa John.
There are other people who are capable of doing it. And, oh, I want to go back and I want to fucking spend 2 hours.
Yeah, it is. It plays good on the Steam Deck too. I don't know. Did they finally have a green check mark or a yellow exclamation? But I played it on there. It played fine.
Hours to rebuild my sword and grind and grind and grind and then get back to where I was and keep going. And they love that. I don't. That's not what I like. And you realize the only reason I went back to Dark Souls this year is because I played it online on stream. People jumped in to help me, told me where I was supposed to fucking go and what I was supposed to do. I was able to do it. I was able to finally beat the game. All right. Now, first of all, your statement that I was only 10% into the game is completely false, okay? If you remember how far I'd gotten in the game, I'd gotten pretty damn far, just not to the point where it was like, you know, what was it, near the end game. I'll admit that. I didn't get to the end game of the game yet. I had rung one of the bells. I needed to ring...
In Phil's defense, I wasn't that much better. I seen, like, this is how you don't play when you first started playing Souls games. I'm not gonna lie, man. I kind of was in the same spot. There ain't too much difference. Dude, like I always say, I still think there's a decent chance he did play it. And he got his ass kicked right at, like, the gate front. If he even made it that far. Like, you know, like you come at it, like, where there's the tree sentinel. And then you go around and you go to the first church. He probably got, like, to the forest there, and he got his ass handed to him. Now, this game sucks. No, you suck. There's rumors that he didn't play it, too. Some people looked into all his accounts. I would believe either one. I would believe he either got his ass handed to him in, like, 30 minutes and was like, oh, my God, this game isn't going to hold my hand. No way. Or he just didn't play it at all. The only game Phil likes to play is just... I still can't believe he doesn't play that. He plays that unironically. There's so many... Dude, like, play, like, SimCity. Like, if you want to play a chill game, even, like, the SNES version, whip out some retro SimCity. Like, that's what I would do. Dude, the hat is ridiculous. Like, Ask the King, and with that... God, this was back in, like... This was back in the heydays of Phil, though.
The next bell, and then finally fight the final 4 bosses... and then it would have been the end game. But I did get a significant chunk into the game to understand this is the gameplay of the game. And essentially when you're reviewing a game, that's what you're reviewing. What is the game about? What is the gameplay like? What style of game is this? And is it good? So the subjective part there is it good? But everything else is objective. So I could tell you, it's this kind of game. This is what you're going to see in it. It has an outstanding amount of content based off what people have told me. And here's my rating. So, when I rate a game, that's the thing. You notice that when I rated Dark Souls, the first thing I said in the review was, I didn't beat the game. I didn't beat the game. In order to do a full review of a game, you do need to play it from start to finish. I quit
but
it
he
at a
still
certain
gave
point.
a review.
So right there, if you don't want to hear a review of someone who didn't play the entire game, you can say, okay, that's it. I'll go. I'm done. I'll leave. He didn't beat it, you know. Not that you're going to sit there thinking that, yes, I did beat the game, and this is my honest opinion based off of me beating the whole game. That's the problem with these reviewers, is that a lot of them don't reveal that either. I know for a fact that there's some reviewers that don't beat the game, and then they review it, because when you read the review, you can tell that they didn't get to the point in the game where maybe it picks up, or maybe what they're saying isn't true, and that's unfortunate that there's unprofessional reviewers like that, okay? But the bottom line is people wanted to know my thoughts on the game. It was the first game where it was a major game that I quit because I couldn't beat it. And in order to do a full review of a game, you do need to play it from start to finish.
It's kind of strange, Phil.
It's extremely difficult. Some people will love it. Some people won't. I'm not one of those people who love it. But that's just subjective. However, I can see the combat is complex. There's a wide variety of classes you can do. The graphics are good. Of course, then if I had known later on that the graphics were going to be awful, I probably would have said otherwise with the frame rate drops and stuff. But there's an outstanding amount of content. The game's very long and challenging. I gave it a fair rating. In order to do a full review of a game, you do need to play it from start to finish. And a lot of people were happy that I did that and I gave a rating based off of my experience with the game. That's really what a review is. It's based off of your experience with the game. In order to do a full review of a game, you do need to play it from start to finish. Multiplayer of a game today could change in a month. This is actually one of the things that happened with Modern Warfare 2, okay? That a lot of people had issue with me picking it as Game of the Year, but it was funny. When I picked it as Game of the Year, not a lot of people had issue with it. 2 months later, a lot of people had issue with it because at that point the multiplayer had evolved. Everyone was quick scoping. Everyone had found these really abusive strategies online. They patched it and it changed it and it made it even worse. And people complained, wow, this game is now unplayable after a few months. So how could it be Game of the Year? And the answer was it was my Game of the Year when it was new, before people found all the abusive shit. So even now, if I review a game now, it could change because it's multiplayer. It's constantly fluctuating and changing. Could change in a month or two. I've seen reviews where it's like, oh, it was really boring, and you never really do this or this in the game. It's a 5 out of 10. I'm like, wait a minute. If you played, 2/3 into the game, yes, it picks up at the end. All the things he's complaining about are resolved. So it's obvious that they're not doing a professional job. In order to do a full review of a game, you do need to play it from start to finish. I didn't beat the game. I did terrible.
People are going to be like, oh no, not me. All right, so give me 1 second. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm not being Brokeback Birdgra. Phil is now, dude, the hat is ridiculous. Have you played a game called Takeover? It's pretty much Streets of Rage. It's a few bucks. The animation is kind of odd, but the game, yeah, I think I have that game. It's all right. I didn't like it that much. Brokeback Bird Breast, yes, the hat is incredible. He said never beat it. 5/1/2016. Ta-da! Yeah, he doesn't. Dude, Bobby, that's exactly what I said. If he actually played it, he got humbled, and he didn't like that. It didn't just like hand him a win on a platter. Yeah, Phil's gonna sell you the hat on a giveaway. What is this doing here? Put it here for now. Hold on 1 second, guys. I just got to do something here. All right, so let me just give something to my editor. Let me do something here, and then we'll start. Log in. All right, let me just give him one thing, and then I have to use a little boy's room, and then we could go. God damn it. Wow, I cannot type today. Holy shit. Yeah, dude, and it's not for everybody, man. Like, I love Elden Ring. I'm not going to get on your ship because you don't enjoy it. You know, Phoenix? Imagine Phil signs the hat and he sold it. Did he? At his empty game cases. All right, I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to use the little boy's room now and we'll get into this. Hold on. Thank you, Netsui. Yeah, that's another thing I got to unbox too. Next week I have to confirm Force P short story. No, don't worry. The P was safe this time. But have these. They look like they're gigantic bagels, but they're 70 calories each. There's a lot of fiber in them. Throughout the day, I had 4 of them. Again, it's not. They're 70 calories each. Who gives a fuck? But there's a lot of fiber. That's it. I'll leave it at that. Yeah, so that unboxing is going to happen. Just no hero in determined. How are you? So, Phoenix, I know I answered you before. Let me go back to the React. There we go. Yeah, and every game, not every game is for everybody. Like I said to you, the Evil West, I really enjoy. A lot of people don't. I'll give you the Hoot Wireless, but
Hoot Wireless.
I don't even know. I just wiped my hole. I don't even think. I honestly have not. I'm serious. Being serious with you, Duty Wireless. Duty Wireless. I just called you Duty Wireless. I need to go. I need to go to fucking bed. Duty Wireless. Oh man, what the fuck? I just wiped my hole. I have never even thought about that. It's just, okay, is it clean? The hole is clean? All right, washing my hands. I'm going on with my day. What do you mean Wings doo-doo on stream? Just recently?
CryptoZoo.co.
Here we go. Here we go. Oh, man. And it's because the crypto market is going to die. And it's because of assholes like this guy.
CryptoZoo.co. I am so excited about this project. It's so fun. It's a really fun game that makes you money.
Right there, scam. Let a 41-year-old for the 20-something-year-olds that are here. There's no easy way to money in life unless you were born into it. It doesn't happen. That's it. I could stop the stream. He said, you play games and make money. Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Oh, we'll play games. We can definitely play games.
It's a scam. That's it. Good night. I'm ending the stream now. Thank you. It was great. All right, or I'm not going to end the stream.
A fun game that earns you money. How much did you guys make from CryptoZoo?
I lost around $50,000 in CryptoZoo.
I lost $40,000.
I lost around 15,000 US dollars.
Jesus Christ, man. Remember Dink Doink Crypto? No, but if I did, I would know it was a scam because it was called Dink Doink Crypto. The Save the Kids crypto with that fucking phase idiot that looks like a mushroom was on top of his head. Oh my god. DSP should sell NFT of his signed copies of game. You probably make some money off it. He should sell an NFT of his like fapping face. I'm serious, dude. He'd probably be the only person who would make money off of an NFT if he did that. Logan was once at a Flat Earth conference. Unironically, what is he sending me? His Jay is feeding his cat meatballs. Like literally, he's feeding his cat a meatball. Why did they dump so much money into what this here? Well, because I don't know. They thought. Like, I would feel for them if they dumped it in a coin that seemed like it had some legitimacy to it. You know, and I'm not going to name any because then people, I want no responsibility for what the fuck people spend your money on. But you saw this? You saw this asshole? Like, you guys do realize he got started on Vine, right? Like, he's not... Like, look, I'm not knocking his success. That's not my point here. But it's not like he's some, like, business genius.
I lost $25,000.
$120,000.
$500,000.
What the fuck?
Million, which is $500,000 in CryptoZoo.
Shut up! No, you haven't.
Yeah, 500K.
500 for these. Yeah, he was a flat. Of course, he was a flat earther. Dude, I think what happens, especially when you're younger and you get that much money, you just lose your mind and you think you're infallible.
Oh, no. Today, we're investigating Logan Paul's CryptoZoo, a blockchain game that made millions but never worked. Some of you guys think you know the story, but it goes so much deeper. I've uncovered sociopaths, billionaires, fake orphans. Did I mention fake orphans? And of course, at the center of it, we have Logan Paul himself, who has abandoned this thing, leaving thousands of fake orphans in his wake. Wait a second. Thousands of victims in his wake. Now, you'll be hearing from some of those people because their stories are heartbreaking. This is the first in a 3-part series that's been a year in the making. And if you like high-effort investigations like this one, please consider supporting this channel on Patreon. I don't take sponsors. We are viewer-supported. So if you want to and are able to, thank you.
What are Buster Buckets? Buster Bucks?
Either way, enjoy
What's
the
up,
video.
Minxy?
For the last 6 months, I've been working on my own NFT project. We have a massive team behind it and are probably out of pocket like $1 million just because we believe it's going to work. September 1st, CryptoZoo.co.
We don't scam. I've never scammed anyone before. Logan cares extremely deeply about his audience, loves his brand, doesn't
Oh, God. The boilerplate shit.
have to scam to make money.
Welcome to part 1, the $1 million mystery that began this whole story. Like many people, I first heard about CryptoZoo from a podcast Logan runs called Impulsive, which was the experience of
Fun fact, he invited CoffeeZilla on there, by the way.
a lot of people that I spoke to.
So I first heard about it on the Logan Paul podcast.
Impulsive, I think.
It was off one of the Impulsive episodes.
The thing that I'm most excited for, and this is the first time I've ever said it.
See, like, this always... Well, no, it doesn't come back. They don't have repercussions because people look at them like gods. Like, oh, you could scam people. You're a god, so it's fine. Like, I rather just, though, like, look, we're going to do merch. You buy a shirt, you get a shirt, we're done. Like, I'm not worried about, oh, we're going to build a crypto empire. We're going to do, like, even if you're legitimate, I mean, I'm not talking about the scam shit. Like, I don't want people expecting something. I just want to, okay, we're working with a company. You bought a shirt. It's at your house. The transaction is done. No more stress. Like, that's it. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm simple. I'm a simple man. Logan's and some, I actually don't mind Jake. I think they're, I dislike Jake more from what I've seen. But again, I don't follow these guys.
Anything about this. For the last 6 months, I've been working on my own NFT project. I think there needs to be a fresh take. And this project that I have is that fresh take.
Now look, at first, I was just...
God, the regulations are going to come down so hard on this. Between what happened with that crypto trading, with that weird dude who had sex with that ugly girl. Oh, did I say that out loud? Can I tell the Ballad of May 1st? Not yet. But yes, I can tell the Ballad of May 1st, where Philip and Elle had a thirst. He stroked his dick and his penis burst. That is the incident of May 1st. Actually, I just did it for you. Where is Zobby? Rich, what is actually happening here? Logan did the same thing as that other POS guy, and also he never learned a lesson. Who was the other POS guy? That shows how go. Oh, are you talking about Ice Poseidon? Where he just, like, he literally made a coin, had everyone invest in it, which why you'd invest in an Ice Poseidon coin is beyond me anyway. And as soon as there was like as soon as the coin pumped, he pulled out. And it was actually CoffeeZilla that asked him, like, are you going to give the money back? He's like, I could do that, but no. That's literally how he replied. You know? I mean, look, I still have some money in a crypto that I won't mention. And if I lost the money, I lost the money. If it pops, it pops, but that's it. No more money in crypto. I'm tapping out. Where did my stream go? Here it is. We need bird coin. Yeah, no, we're Cluck tokens now. FTX has nothing to do with this. No, I am not starting. You want a product from me, you get a shirt. Or you pay me money to take my shirt off. There you go. And that's how I feel comfortable. That's why, like, this to me is the crowdfunding. You guys super chat me. You want me to hit, like...
Try to relax your anus.
You're getting something right away. Like, I don't, like, I would suck at if I had, like, I had a Patreon for a while. We did, like, the monthly thing where I had a monthly private stream for the people who supported the Patreon. And that at that time where it was, like, peak adpocalypse, and I just got The Office, it was great. It covered The Office. But in terms of, like, there's some people who have, like, 8 billion tiers and they have to ship out shit every day. I would never be. I'm too much of a fucking airheaded slob. I'll just be the first to admit it. So this to me is kind of like that crowdfunding. Like, I haven't put up that many videos on my main channel. Hasn't been that much news, and I've been more picky with what I've been posting. And I can do that and do the bigger projects like I've been doing because this is the crowdfunding for it. But in terms of, like, doing something where I would constantly feel like I owed people and there would be a constant pressure to it, nah. I'm okay. Is he thriving? Like, he's not, like, where he was, like, back in 2016, though. That's when he was really at his peak. Well, you're talking about, like, what I think they're called blue chip stocks. I got that. I got money in that stuff, too. But even those, man, there's another 2008. That shit does... You still ain't promised anything.
As surprised at this pitch as anyone else because I just got finished roasting Logan for a different coin called Dink Doink, which his fans lost money on.
I'm a Dink Doink fan. It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. That's why I'm all in.
A Dink Doink. How the fuck do you invest in a coin called Dink Doink and think you're going to make money? Dink Doink. Yeah, go to a Starbucks and pay with some Dink Doink. Tell them Logan sent you. Go get a latte with your Dink Doink. Are you fucking kidding me? It's called Dink Doink.
Take pictures of my feet, yeah.
It's comedic. It's fun. It's comedy.
Now look, I know Logan and his friends tried to make it look like Dink Doink was all about the memes, but it turns out they secretly were tied to the project, and Logan created the Dink Doink character himself and subsequently abandoned that project. So if you invested in it, you got blasted, and Logan rightfully took a lot of heat for Dink Doink, which is why I was surprised when he seemingly immediately...
Because there's no repercussions. Of course he's going to do it again. And these people aren't a symptom... I'm trying to think of the best way to word it. The system is designed to reward people like this because the people who are in power, who have the wealth, only want shitty people to be there because if good people became successful, they would call them out for their bullshit, and they don't want that. So why do you think people who do this are essentially rewarded and get away unscathed? Is because the powers that be want that. They want you to have that mindset. They don't want you to get there ethically in most cases. They want you to be a terrible person because they're terrible people, and they don't want you to fucking reveal their cards.
Jumped into another crypto project. But Logan insisted CryptoZoo, it was different. It wasn't his friend's project this time. It was his. And it wasn't even...
Javri. Oh, I would love to watch that Seymour Demonica because there is a lot of fucking scams out there, man. There's a lot of scams out there. I always talk about that one guy. Speaking of cryptos, not even with this, there is this dude who was a crypto influencer. Like, he would like, oh, this one coin's going to go up or this coin's going to go down. Like, there's some channels that are actually cool. I won't name them, the ones I watch, but someone came to him and was like, this pump and dump crypto. They told him, like, yo, we'll give you $500. Could you praise this? Yeah, sure. And he did, and like, just, I guess he needed to pay his light bill, man, because he gave up his integrity for $500. Here's a super chat and Dink Doink. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go buy a Porsche. Dude, Dink Doink to the moon. Dink Doink. Oh fucking end me.
Even a project at all. It was a game that could earn you money.
I'm excited to launch my game.
A game that can earn you money that doesn't exist practically in a practical standpoint. That is, as soon as you hear that, you just don't even go a mile near it.
You keep using and you just did it again. You keep using a word there. Game. You're not using like a project. It's a game.
It's a game. It's a really fun game that makes you money.
Now you might be wondering, how's it possible to earn money from a game? Well, let me try to break it down for you. This is how it was supposed to work. You started by buying this crypto token called Zoo, which is their in-game currency, and you use Zoo coins to then buy egg NFTs, which you can then hatch to become animals. You then can breed those two animals to become hybrid animals. For example, if you breed a gorilla and a kitten, you get a gore kitty. And the more rare the NFT,
who thought of this?
The higher the daily yield of Zoo tokens that animal earns you every day. Theoretically, it works like almost like passive income. You can then burn your animal NFTs to release the Zoo they earned back to you, and from there you can invest it into eggs or just cash out. Now, some of you of the Egyptian persuasion might notice some triangular qualities to this game.
Yes, it's a pyramid scheme.
Description. But let's not be too quick to judge, because remember, there are a lot of NFT games built on this model. It's called play to earn. Now, Logan admits that there are other games like his, but what's going to really make his stand out is that other games have randomly generated assets. His game has handmade art.
Did I?
It's quick to make a
Never invest in brain-swelling bubbles coin. Actually, that would probably make money. Only keep begging for more money. 2 clucks. Yes. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
A very intelligent brain.
And you also get...
Oh, yeah. It turns me on.
That's still... I need to use that more.
Digital asset with, unique randomly generated characteristics. We handmade art for the past 6 months, bro. Approval, very specific notes, 10 different artists making art for our project.
Now, I'll admit, this all sounds very enticing. Handmade art, a fun game that can earn you money, and one of the biggest influencers in the world backing it. You might think, how can I lose? Which is why when people were told all you had to do to play was buy an egg, people spent millions. Just on the first launch between ETH and Zoo, people bought $2.5 million worth of eggs in the first day. And did I mention the game hadn't even been launched yet? All people were buying was the marketing and the promises. And it wasn't just the NFTs they bought either.
Did they work with Tommy Tellerico?
Zoo token also skyrocketed in value, reaching a $2 billion market cap pre-game launch, right? The trading volume was in the tens of millions of dollars per day, which kind of is like Fortnite not coming out, but people trading tens of millions of dollars in V-Bucks every day. That's what this was like. And I know it sounds stupid to buy an influencer project, but you have to understand, people saw Logan as different.
It was Logan Paul at the end of the day, an internet personality that I...
So what? What has Logan Paul done to earn your trust with this? What?
Actually trusted, that I actually kind of believed in.
Obviously, when...
Why? He's a fucking personality. People are so fucking naive, man. I mean, look, I've lost money in crypto too, so you could throw shade at me as well. But... $500,000 fucking, what is wrong with you? I could see if it was a more legitimate project. This is, you're investing $500,000 in a guy who made a coin called Dink Doink. Like, come on. I don't, Jeffrey Tucker, understand for the life of me why people worship celebrities. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's like, I think that I read somewhere they did a study that people who like idolize celebrities usually have lower intelligence, and I totally believe it. 100%. Like, look at the people who simp for Elon Musk. They're fucking morons. Yeah, who is such a man-child? Who is he? Why believe him? Exactly. Abby, did I miss? Did I? Or no, I answered your super chat. No, yes, I did. Yeah, no, dude. But it's like the same thing over and over again. Whether it be anyway, I know I'm repeating myself, so I'm just gonna shut the fuck up. This, many gods and many lords, but Logan Paul is but one.
Someone so influential releases something, everyone wants to be a part of
Why does Tony Robbins ring a bell?
it.
I sort of believe in this false fallacy that everyone else started believing, that Logan Paul's a changed man.
I thought it was a...
No one really changed. No, that's not true, because I've changed and learned a lot from my stupid shit. So that's not entirely true. But if he scammed you once recently with Dink Doink, what was that? Not even a couple years ago? He's going to do it again. He's like, what other suckers can we do a rug pull with this time? These aren't even young dudes. Like, you would think they'd be like, what's up, Ukami? How you doing? Like, you would think they'd be like teens or 20s. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are, some of them look like they're my age.
safe place having a guy like that identified, like Logan Paul being the head of the project.
They had seen this story he had been telling everyone, that he was this reformed...
Yeah, and like, how is... Yeah, it's very true. As a person who's invested in crypto, and probably shooting myself in the foot by saying this, but you don't think that the government can regulate it? Of course they can. Like, did you really think it was just going to stay the Wild West? Oh, fucking come on. You know, it started with the whole Occupy Wall Street thing. Someone's like, yeah, we should find a way to keep our money outside of the system. And that was, I'm really, you know, Cliff Note 5th grade style right now. But that's the very, 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 very rudimentary story. But what do you think, like oh yeah, I just have my money in crypto so the IRS can't come. No, they can come after you.
Influencer, right? That he was no longer a reckless clout goblin just in it for the money. They thought this time it's different. Logan Paul,
even though his career literally started on that, but yeah, sure, now he's a changed man.
Couldn't possibly scam us, right? But as the game got closer to release, the CryptoZoo team started releasing the first ever photos of these animals. And
oh, it looks like, dude, that looks like my pug, but with cockatoo hair.
Come to find out, this handmade art story wasn't really true. It was actually a dope.
No, they wouldn't. They would definitely go after you with Dink Doink Coin. You think the IRS don't give a fuck, man? Unless you're a billionaire, then they'll protect you.
Be stock photos mashed together. This was the sort of first red flag of this project.
Oh, no.
And I made a video about it at the time, but it was kind of surface level, and something didn't.
No, I am not jerking off my dog, Dr. Sexy Coco.
Didn't add up beneath the surface. Something where I just couldn't shut this case down in my head.
Yeah, exactly, Kyle. And if crypto is regulated by the government, then there's literally unless there's something I'm missing with one of the cryptos. And like, you never know, man. The market's unpredictable. Like 2 years from now, there could be another fucking boom and like one of them blows up. I'm not even going to name one because, oh, Rich, look, he's indirectly suggested one. No, I'm not. Something like that could happen, but maybe there's some outside reason. Like, you know, maybe there's some tyrannical government that there was a coup that took over and they start using said crypto so the government can't control their money. Maybe that could be a way, but that's, I don't know. I'm just pulling it out of my ass. But as soon as the government comes in and regulates it, then there's no point of crypto.
It was actually part of the announcement video that something they said. See if you can spot it.
We have a massive team behind it and are probably out of pocket like $1 million just because we believe it's going to work.
On development.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're out of pocket $1 million because as soon as people invest, you're going to pull that money out and you are going to run for the fucking hills. Google dolphin penis. I am not Googling a dolphin penis right now, and people forgot about what happened in Japan. I mean, look, that was bad, but whatever. Like, I'm not condoning it in the slightest, but young guy, early 20s, very stupid mistake. If he learned from that and moved on and didn't do shit like this, Dink Donk coin, then fine. But this guy is just scamming and scamming and scamming, man. It's me, Ralph. Want to get some coffee? No.
That's the line that started this whole mystery. We spent $1 million on development. I couldn't get this out of my head. You know, is he lying? There's no way he expects people to believe he spent it on art. So wait, maybe he spent it on blockchain stuff, right? That's what I thought. But then I audited the smart contract, and it's not handmade at all. It's not even original. It's
they take that same Ethereum code, right?
What's called a fork, a copy of, you know, some other code that exists out there. One of them is called Floki Shib X, which launched before it. So where did this $1 million go? I didn't understand. And Logan just kept repeating this claim.
We've put hundreds of thousands of dollars in it. Personally, the whole team, $1 million plus.
Now, at the time I'm looking into this, there's a teaser going around for...
Yeah, like the FBI would be like, why the fuck would you invest in a coin called Dink Doink? That alone, you should be arrested for investing in that coin. So you'll blow a cucumber, but I've never I never blew a cucumber. I'm not going to titty fuck a sausage. There has been no blowing. Do not listen to Phil. Yeah. Logan gave Phil $1 million. Logan gave Phil $1 million. And he blew it all in WWE Champions. Oh, God.
Hatch Day, which is the day you can hatch your egg NFTs. And it kind of symbolized the true launch of CryptoZoo. So I thought...
NFTs ruined everything with crypto. NFTs were just the bridge that went too far. If it wasn't for NFTs, I still think this whole like crypto winter, which may be a permanent one, it still would have happened, but not to this. I mean, then the whole thing that happened with FTX too, that kind of put a, but I almost feel like NFTs did more damage than the whole fucking FTX collapse. Cause it just was like, this is a joke. Like, what's the difference between this image I see as a JPEG and your NFT? Fuck your NFT. Christ, Rich, you smacked that cucumber on your face like a thick... God damn it, you're fired. I've seen the advanced or Xbox. I slapped it across my face and then took a bite. I took a bite. NFTs fucked up everything. They really did. NFTs were like, I think even like everyone started to just raise an eyebrow at crypto. Why do I have the Elden Ring music on? What am I doing? But it's true though. It's like, what, like, wait, you're trying to tell me that this image that looks like this JPEG that looks exactly the same as this fucking NFT, that the NFT is actually worth something and the JPEG isn't? Oh, fuck you. That was when... That was when people were like, nah, fuck this crypto shit. Fuck this crypto shit. This is, you're trying to tell me that your JPEG, because it has a fucking string of code attached to it, is worth more than the same exact, get out of here.
Maybe this is it. Maybe this is where they spent all the money on their game. Even their community manager, Ben Roth, promised people, after Hatch Day, things will take a turn for the 180. So I put Ben Roth on the board too. I needed to know all the characters in CryptoZoo. And I waited. And finally, on November 3rd, 2021, Ben Roth turned out to be right. Things did take a turn on Hatch Day, only for the worse. Let's meet one of the victims, Helicopter Bob, to explain more.
My name is Rob. Helicopter Bob lost just under $7,000 with CryptoZoo.
And the first thing I asked Bob was about his animals, if he was making money with CryptoZoo, how much he made, and if the passive yield.
Logan Paul is Vike.
Worked.
Oh, it never did from the beginning. It wasn't even written into the contract.
He's in a dink doink ever jail.
Where it showed that you were actually yielding Zoo, but there was nothing that was actually, backing that up.
What the hell are you doing with your penis?
There was no.
Is your doctor fisting you and you're getting a hard on?
Wow, there's no way to claim your yield. There never was.
Wait. Play that again. Did you hear that?
There was no way to claim your yield. There never was.
Hold on. The core mechanic of CryptoZoo, that you can make money with these stupid animals, didn't even work on launch day. And still, to this day, a year later, still does not work.
They're just pocketing the money, man. It's just a longer play Ice Poseidon.
Is what the investors are saying. Which this is just crazy. People spent millions of dollars on these eggs. But it even gets worse because I kept talking to people and I discovered something.
Hold on 1 second. Put the shirt back on. All erections require... So you need to give permission for the erections is what you're saying? So I gotta... Every time I'm about to get a boner, I gotta call you? Okay. I'll get your number on speed dial then. Oh, man.
Remember I told you you could buy eggs with those Zoo coins? Well, apparently they also made it so you could buy them with Ethereum. And on the day of selling, about half of these purchases took place with Ethereum. Only it turns out for the people who spent ETH, not only did the yield part of it not work, did the NFTs not pay you, you also couldn't even hatch them.
So I acquired a bunch of eggs, and I actually want to play the game. I didn't acquire the eggs with the intent of keeping them. I actually wanted to hatch them and see what I got out of them and play in this ecosystem that's been advertised or whatever, right? And then I can't do anything. It's not showing up on the website when I connect my wallet, etc., etc. So I'm a little baffled. I'm like, I must be doing something wrong. So I open up a support ticket. with CryptoZoo, and Ben Roth is actually the person answering my support ticket. Oh yeah, no, it's down for the moment, but we're working on it. Let me tell you, it's never been up.
Wait, you can't even hatch?
No, I'm telling you, it's just a picture. There's nothing I could do with it.
You're kidding!
Wow, it's almost like NFTs have always been just a fucking picture.
You can't hatch?
There's nothing I could do with it. You could ask any of those community guys. That's basically worth nothing whatsoever.
Wow, so on launch day, basically nothing worked, and a year later, that's still true. Now, after this was discovered, the price of Zoo fell 63% in just 24 hours. And at this point, Logan Paul basically goes silent on CryptoZoo. No more podcast mentions, no more saying he handmade art. CryptoZoo already got millions in investments, but Logan only speaks in the Discord twice over the next year to say, quote, sober, currently shaking my head, and yo.
What a life to lead. Like, yo, I will scam you and then just tell you I'm not hungover and you will just think it's great. It's unbelievable, man. And I guarantee you, like eventually they trip up and go to, because it's never enough, like I said before, but people will forget about this and he'll be on to some other fucking scheme. Oh my God. Fuck it. Fuck NFTs.
That was his contribution to this project. Meanwhile, his community manager, Ben Roth, was actively claiming that Logan was going to be marketing CryptoZoo any day now. He told people things like, Logan is an uncontrollable marketing guru. It's over when we launch. And when we have a product to market, it'll get marketed. And marketing will crush. I promise you. And this disconnect between Logan abandoning the project and his team on CryptoZoo saying that it was going to be any day now, left investors feeling like they were being led on.
All he had to do was go on and tell us, look, there's something going on with this project, I'm abandoning it or whatever, before people got more and more trapped and promising and
But that was the point. That was the design. That was part of that was a feature, was to fuck you. Somehow it's amazing how some of these guys still think like, oh, he didn't fuck up. He was right on point. He did exactly what he wanted to do.
promising, yeah, this is going to be great, but when it came to actually doing anything,
I guess he wanted to remain anonymous. Maybe he doesn't want his family knowing he spent $500,000 on Dink Doink or whatever. Even CryptoZoo. Like, what kind of fucking name is that? It's like, it sounds like a game for 10-year-olds. It's like Disney Dreamlight Valley, except it's NFTs. Well, thank you, Seymour Demonica. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're talking about Logan Paul, a piece of shit, so people want to watch.
He just hid away from it.
Have some decency to come out, talk.
Part of me wanted to just be antisocial and just play Elden Ring. But then that would mean there would be like 30 people watching.
To the people that invested initially, that invested along the way on all of the fake and false promises, on all of the false hype, and be honest with people.
Because surely Logan Paul, who's got this $1 billion hydration company and a WWE star, is got enough money. He doesn't need to rug us lot.
And it's because of these...
It's never enough, dude. They're narcissists. It's never enough. Can I interest you in a bird and horse token? Raw Dakota, I haven't seen you around in a while. How you been?
False promises about...
Like, dude, it's never enough. That's the problem.
About marketing, that these poor investors believed in CryptoZoo so long. They sat and watched every Logan Paul episode trying to guess and decipher when this so-called marketing push would happen.
Which in turn makes him more revenue from his ads on his podcast and the sponsors he had in his podcast. It's just a cycle of money making. It's a money making machine all around for him.
And Logan and his team really fed into this with a lot of cryptic messages. Only a month after CryptoZoo's launch, actually, the hatch day, they started teasing this.
Not too much of this is out, but he's been working on a massive project.
And one of them will be the biggest thing I ever do. It's like my life and soul is put into this project, which is where most of my time these days goes.
Wow, surely this secret project that Logan...
Yeah, and then they could just say, like, when you're a sociopath like that, you could just say whatever the hell you need to get people to buy into your shit. And he seems genuine, and people do. Like, it's almost like they just do it because, like, look, it's like they rub it in your face. Like, yeah, I already have literally hundreds of millions of dollars, and I could scam you, take it from you, and there'll be no repercussions. The arrogance is unfucking believable. It is incredible. Fuck them, man. Oh, God. Hope the fucking feds go after him. My NFT is going to be realer than rich falling through it with a promised video. All right, that was good. Yeah, but you know what, dude? You know what? Who's burping near my door? Do you have the pug, Zach? No. Okay. Daddy does. Okay. First off, I had 2 CRT videos. That actually came to fruition. Actually, I got the Atari directly from Atari. Because once they said, my brother is just burping outside of my office right now. Like, just continual loud, boisterous burps. But I bought one when I found out they were discontinuing the Atari. Shocking. And then I from Best Buy, but it was $3.99. I was like, bitter pill, but it'll be an interesting video. Because I want to unbox it like it's new. And then I saw Atari was offering it for like $260, the same bundle. I'm like, yeah, you're going back to Best Buy. I'll get it there. Yeah, the 2DS. Yeah, the 2DS video is another one. You got me. But you were right. Where's Bruno? We don't talk about Bruno.
Logan
no pun intended.
Put his soul into his CryptoZoo, right? You know, the project he launched a month ago. Well, his fans certainly thought so.
I'm like, holy cow, it makes so much sense. He's talking about CryptoZoo. Ben and the dudes are like putting smiley faces and egging the rest of the community. Like, this is it, guys. You know, this is what we've been working towards. I mean, this is it. This it's finally happening. Logan's gonna market the project, and they kept saying that Logan's gonna market the project, and it's gonna change everything.
So now imagine their surprise.
Bad Buicks, thank you. Yeah, Logan Paul is pretty awful. I can't say Merry Christmas to you too, by the way. I can't say I'm too surprised by the guy who filmed the body. I mean, I always think back to something stupid that I did when I was in my, I think I was in my early 20s. Like, I genuinely thought there was nothing wrong with this. We were playing baseball at a ball field, and it started to get dark out, so I decided to try to break into the electrical box to turn the lights on, and didn't realize until the cops called me that that was something I shouldn't have done. I'm not kidding. Nothing ever came from it. I never got arrested, but I was pretty damn close. I can't, like...
When another clip surfaces of Logan finally admitting this secret project isn't CryptoZoo at all. It's something else entirely.
I'll tell you about this project when we get closer to launch.
Yeah.
This project line is going to be...
Is that the thing with the egg? Like the zoo?
No.
Okay, that's
This one's going to be, yeah. This will be the craziest I've ever done.
Oh man, can you imagine if you're one of these investors and Logan Paul's going pitching this new secret project and you're thinking it's CryptoZoo and someone's like, oh, is it that thing with the eggs? And he's like, no.
No. All those hundreds of no. We're done with that. All that money, that was a rug pull. Let's move on.
No, definitely not. That was the last project. This is the real project that I'm working on. Thankfully, people didn't just let this slide, because as he went around making the rounds on his new project called 99 Originals, people were like, hey, didn't you just abandon your last one? And unsurprisingly, it's not his fault. It's the bad actors who ruined the project.
As I see people giving multiple explanations for why these haven't worked, and you know there's accusations out there. How does it make you feel when people are doing these takedown videos about your NFT projects previously?
It's sad because of what I just said. There's so much going on behind the scenes. Like, Doug, I'm not the bad guy here.
Yeah.
There's some actual out there.
Yeah.
And it's not me. Like, I'm here to build.
This is a space where a lot of people do see dollar signs. Like any burgeoning industry, if there's money to be made, there's going to be both good and bad people.
There's a lot of shady characters in the crypto space. I'm learning all of it. We had an issue with CryptoZoo, where our lead developer took the code that he made, fled to Switzerland.
Yeah. Of course, it's someone else's fault. Oh, that also sounds familiar.
I am thoroughly tickled.
I'm going to launch Crypto Men, where each coin gets you a real-life buff man to wipe your holes. Oh, that's a coin I could believe in.
Switzerland, actually fled to Switzerland and like held it hostage for $1 million. Like, behind the scenes drama that took a stick and stuck it in the spokes of my wheels.
Oh, well, that wasn't expected. There's a shady developer who held up Logan's code hostage in Switzerland.
And he went to Switzerland. Of course, it's a mystery, man.
Switzerland, that's why this hasn't worked the whole time. He held it hostage for $1 million. Well, let's add that to the board. I mean, isn't the mystery solved? Now, obviously, the first thing I wanted to do was hunt down this developer, who we'll be calling Z here, and find out the truth of what happened. Why did he steal Logan's code for $1 million? However, I finally got a hold of him, and when I did, he admitted he took the code hostage, but he says the reason for it was nothing like what Logan had said.
He literally never paid me anything at all, ever. I never paid. And, we got to a point when I was working on it where I just realized they were just going to try to steal all of my work and not pay me. And so I took all the source code private, and I just kind of like spent my...
Wow. Fucking dude's a sociopath, man. So he's saying this guy fled with the code. This guy's saying he wasn't going to get paid. Now, of course, you could say it's he said. Holy shit, man!
Like a month just trying to negotiate and get something figured out where I would finally get paid. Because like I'm on my end, I have a team of 30 engineers. So I'm burning $50,000 a week on building this thing. And the only thing they brought to the table were a bunch of Photoshop JPEGs.
So Z claims he wasn't blackmailing.
You mean like every NFT?
Mailing anyone. He had to hire a team to develop this whole thing, and he just wanted to be paid for the work they did. According to him, they negotiated a $1 million payday for this whole project. And from the second I heard that, I thought, oh, that's interesting, because Logan claims he spent $1 million on this whole thing. And this developer saying he's owed $1 million on this project. Now, I didn't want to just take one person's word for it, so I later confirmed with another developer who worked for something called the Blockchain Center that he also hadn't been paid.
We've been paid nothing. I would have loved to have Zoo, but I don't have any.
So that's multiple sources working on the CryptoZoo team project who were not paid. Now, obviously, these are big accusations, which is why I wanted to confront Logan Paul on them. But unfortunately, we're not exactly on speaking terms.
Oh, wow. That seems familiar, like with, hey, Soldier Boy, how are you? It's amazing how these people block you when you're exposed to them for being pieces of shit.
So I wondered, how could I speak to Logan without speaking to Logan? And that's when I found out there was someone who might know just as much about this whole story.
And I will explain everything one day with my manager, who's like in charge now.
Logan Paul's manager, a guy named Jeff Levin. He might be just what we need to settle this whole thing. So I gave him a call.
Looks like Shia LaBeouf. I just peed in my basement in a toilet. I have a bathroom in my basement. Well, you know what?
Congratulations.
Keep peeing in your basement.
Hello?
Hey, Jeff. Hey, sorry to bother you. This is Steven with CoffeeZilla. I'm calling because I've heard reports that CryptoZoo hasn't paid their development team, and I'm just reaching out for comment before I do this story. I got your number from one of the development team, and they just wanted to... I just want to follow up on that.
I have no comment for it.
Okay, are you guys denying it, or are you saying it's not true?
Just no comment. I don't think that the information is true.
Okay, because they're saying $1 million hasn't been paid in development for CryptoZoo, and Logan Paul said publicly that it has been paid. So... I mean, it's pretty serious accusation, and obviously, I don't want to just run a story. If you guys have a whole side to your story here,
Your job as someone that is reporting news is to actually verify correct news.
right? That's why I'm calling you.
I know, and that's legal grounds for that stuff. So I'm just telling you, legally, you have to report correct news with verifiable information.
He's trying to intimidate him. He's saying without saying, I will try to find a way to make your life legal hell, even if nothing comes of it.
Right, that's why I'm calling you. They've given me a lot of things. A lot of evidence.
Okay, well...
Oh, gee, just like when Tommy Tallarico threatened to sue a journalist because they screwed up and leaked the public... They publicly leaked, in television themselves, publicly leaked the specs of the Amico on their website. It was public for a while. A journalist, I think, from Ars Technica saw it, and Tommy threatened to sue them. Again, birds of a narcissistic feather flock together.
Okay, you can have the evidence you want, but I'm just letting you know, if you report anything on us, I appreciate your business, I appreciate you as a person, and I'm just telling you, from a legal standpoint, as we've been advised always, is if anybody reports fake news, that's where we won't,
Yeah, this call was a mess. Jeff, Logan's manager, seems to be implying that I'm not allowed to repeat allegations his own development team made, even though Logan can go on podcasts and publicly accuse those developers of stealing his code. Not only that,
Yeah, well, of course, that's another trait of people like this, is rules for thee and not for me. Rules for thee, not for me, whatever.
He's the one who refuses to provide any evidence, but seems to sort of be implying that maybe we'll sue you if you tell this to anyone, which he then denies doing when I ask him if that's what he's doing.
Told you I have no comment to it. Telling you once again, from a legal standpoint, you have to report truth. If you do not verify truths, then you're just allegations, and those then will be handled the way that we want to handle it.
Wait, so you're saying you refuse to give me proof that the allegations aren't true, But if I report on the
I have no
allegations, you guys might sue.
No, I did not say that.
Yes, you did. You absolutely, you didn't put it in those words, but you absolutely, like anyone with like an 80 IQ plus would take what you just said and be like, yeah, you're intimidating him and saying you'll sue him if he puts anything out there. You just said it. Shut the fuck up.
I did not say that.
All right, I'm trying to read
no
between the
comments.
lines.
Don't read between the lines.
Okay.
Listen to
okay.
the exact words that I'm saying.
Okay.
Listen to the exact words I'm saying.
I'm listening.
I have no comment on the situation.
Okay.
Your job legally is to report facts. If you don't report facts on the information you're given, it is illegal.
Yes, that was a real conversation with a real person. Now, I'm no lawyer, but I don't think it's a crime to say that multiple developers say they haven't been paid, and Logan's team refuses to provide any evidence or like statements or wire transfers that they have. Which, by the way, seems incredibly ironic, given just how much Logan whines about not being paid by Floyd Mayweather.
Where's my money, bitch? Floyd never paid me for our fight. Who am I, the IRS?
Nope, but you might be the CryptoZoo dev team. Now, in all seriousness, I do want to acknowledge something which...
He gets pissed off when the money doesn't go in his pocket, though, huh?
Actually kind of looks bad a bit on the developers, because it turns out very few written contracts were actually done. So much of this were verbal deals like, oh, we'll take care of you. We'll give you $350K. We'll give you $1 million. We'll give you whatever. But then when it was time to actually sign the deals, there's just always delays.
What kind of promises were made to you?
I wouldn't do a stitch of fucking work until there was a contract in front of me.
Verbal promises, basically. So verbal promises, and then we follow up with like a physical paper agreement. But that's when communication broke down.
This is where I think the dev guys screwed up and led to this whole situation of like, okay, we're just going to take the code private until you pay us for our work. And to be clear, I'm not justifying not paying someone for what they did. I'm just playing devil's advocate and saying this could have all been avoided by just getting every detail in writing. And I think it's just a good general lesson. But if you're thinking that that's the $1 million mystery solved, well, no, because this still doesn't make sense. Why not just pay the dev team what you publicly said you kind of already paid them? Why not pay for a game that now isn't launched and now investors are so angry about? Why not pay when you already made millions from minting the eggs on this game? Well, this is where things get even stranger, because right when I was ready to pin everything on Logan, and believe me, he is at fault, I was speaking to the Z developer, and I heard a name that I hadn't heard before.
I basically came in with Eddie, and Eddie promised me 5% of the tokens and $1 million. He literally never paid me.
Wait a second. Who's Eddie? I thought that all of this was Logan Paul. I only put it together when the Blockchain Center guys also said a similar thing about their deal. They said they were promised $350K and it was Ibanez. They say they had no communications with Logan. But we know they weren't talking about different people. They both dealt with the same guy. So the guy's name, I put it together, must be Eddie Ibanez. Turns out he was managing the developers. What's this random guy doing in Logan Paul's project? And who is he? Who is Eddie Ibanez?
Yes, hi, my name's Eddie Ibanez.
Oh, wow.
As lead developer here at CryptoZoo.
This reporter says Eddie's entire story is fake.
Wait, what?
To continuously lie, lead people on, hype people up, to put more money in, all the while in the background, things are going down, things are hitting the fan, and you left us holding the bag.
Logan, you stole 40 million in tokens from me. You are a scam artist. You are a liar, and you betrayed your own community. You aren't that guy. Logan replies, oh, trust me, bro. I am that guy.
Wow. Holy shit, man.
For the last,
like, he literally just said, hell yeah, man, these people are fucking idiots. I don't give a shit. Guy already has insane, but that's the thing, it's never enough. It's never enough.
6 months I've been working on my own NFT project, CryptoZoo.co. It's a really fun game that makes you money.
I lost around $50,000 in CryptoZoo.
I lost $40,000.
$500,000 Australian.
I'm telling
Yo, this is literally theft, man. It's straight up theft. What's the difference between this and then going to a fucking bank and robbing somebody? You just don't need to go into the bank with a gun.
It's just a picture. There's nothing I can do with it.
Wait, you can't even hatch?
No.
We had a f***ing issue with CryptoZoo where our
Lies. Congratulations, Rich. You are the streamer DSP wishes he was. Apparently, according to him, no, I'm not. I want to be Keemstar.
developer took the code that he made, fled to Switzerland, actually fled to Switzerland, and like held it hostage for $1 million.
He literally never gave me anything at all, ever. And he promised me, 5% tokens and $1 million. He literally never paid me.
Wait a second. Who's Eddie? I thought that all of this was Logan Paul. What's this random guy doing in Logan Paul's project? And who is he? Who is Eddie Ibanez? To begin answering the question of who Eddie is, I decided to take a deep dive. I started by looking through all the news articles I could on Eddie, where I found out he graduated from MIT, and from there became a data scientist and cybersecurity expert, and used that technical background to win a Super Bowl for the Eagles.
No, he wouldn't do anything because that would require effort, dude.
And there were videos on him too, which all painted him as brilliant and extremely accomplished.
Yes, hi, my name's Eddie Ibanez. I'm a father of 3, lead developer here at CryptoZoo.
As a teenager, he successfully hacked AOL from his bedroom. He continued to pursue computer science until attending MIT. He was then recruited out to work for a government agency in cybersecurity, developing software that reverse engineers the location of known government and terrorist threats.
We started with
Well, you don't know that yet. We got to see how far this goes.
the federal government, and you started off really tracking criminals with burner phones and all.
Honestly, after this whole search, I felt more confused than ever. If Eddie's such an amazing guy, why didn't he pay developers? And is he really
JFE NFTs or shit?
The puppet master behind CryptoZoo? Or is it someone else? Honestly, I felt like at this point I needed a drink and I needed to ask for help.
Coffee, how's it going?
Not good.
Oh, what happened?
Well, I'm confused about this Eddie Ibanez guy. He comes out of nowhere with this CryptoZoo story, and everything about him I find seems great.
So, what's the problem?
Well, everything's not great. Everything about this guy just seems too perfect. He's an MIT.
Well, it's exactly what Ice Poseidon did, dude. He admitted, like, CoffeeZilla, I think, did the video on him. We watched it before. I'm not going to watch it again. But go watch that on when you can. He flat out is like, I could give the money back, but I'm not going to. And because at least at the time of making that video, or now still, there's no laws in place with crypto yet, he can.
He grad, he worked for the military. He even claims he won a Super Bowl. Why would that guy work for...
Yeah, these sections are a little unnecessary. Constructive criticism, CoffeeZilla, you don't need these.
Logan Paul?
I don't know, but I can find out. You said his name is Eddie Ibanez?
I think he goes by
I mean, I guess you could argue the birds are tired too.
Eduardo technically, but wait, what are you doing?
I'm just looking around. And done.
What's up, Cosmic? How are you?
A few red flags, a couple of misdemeanors. Ooh, a few court cases. I'll send him over. He got sued by his landlord for not paying rent, sued by his credit card company for not paying his bill.
You can skip that stuff. I just need whatever's relevant to CryptoZoo.
Well, that's basically it. Other than... hold on. No, wait, I did find something. Look at this.
What's this?
It's from a paper in Philly. I barely picked it up. This reporter says Eddie's entire story is fake.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the whole Eddie Ibanez character. This guy Adam Robb investigated it. He says it's a lie.
I gotta find this guy. Here, send me his info. I got some calls to make.
Coffee!
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We met up with Adam Robb, the reporter who's been investigating Eddie Ibanez for a while now. And I wanted to know, what did Adam think of him when they first met?
I wasn't quite sure what to make of him. Based on what I knew about him, he was a MIT grad who went on to work for the CIA and the Defense Department, and I didn't want to waste his time. And it wasn't long after I sat down that I realized he was wasting my time.
Can you tell me about some of the lies Eddie told you?
Eddie has told me so many lies over the course of my 2 interviews with him, and the first...
Well, I did run polls, and the birds won. People wanted the birds to stay. I would have listened to him, too. I ran a poll here. I ran a poll on my main YouTube channel, kept it up. The birds won.
The lie he told me is probably the oldest lie that he's told so many people.
It's a lot of votes. There was like, what, 20,000 votes, too? So it wasn't like it was a small sample.
Which is that he's an orphan. I first realized Eddie might be lying to me when I went home the next day and Googled Eddie Ibanez's family. I found a video of Eddie and his wife making rice pudding on a Fox and Friends segment on Fox News. And Eddie's wife, Jackie, explained that she learned the recipe from Eddie's mother.
So in that picture, you've got Jackie Ibanez. You know her along with her husband, Eddie, and her 2 little girls. You love rice pudding. Why is this a family recipe?
Okay, so Eddie's...
Weird. This is a public video. This is public. It was on Fox and Friends. The kids were there. Why blur out the faces? I mean, I guess more so it's out of respect still. But this is Fox and Friends. This isn't like, you know, you went on his private Facebook. Get what I'm saying? I don't know. Whatever. Playing Cyberpunk 20 and just banged in a military tank. I really don't know how to explain what happened further. Or what do you play it on? Play it on the Steam Deck by any chance? Cosmic Productions. Good going. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
His mom made this rice pudding once.
Wait.
I mean, I guess, honestly, I would probably make that choice, too. They're kids. Kids are kids. They're not responsible, and some people may take their ire out on this Albanez guy or whatever his name is, this Eddie guy. So, I get it.
Eddie's mom. I thought Eddie was an orphan. Well, it turns out the only problem with that is that not only does his mom exist, she's alive and in his life. And it turns out it wasn't just Adam that heard this story either. He told it a lot.
Did you ever meet his mother or his parents?
I did meet his mother.
Did he ever tell you he was an orphan?
Yes.
How did he square that with you?
Yeah, this is so so nuts. It's like, where does it stop? I don't know.
So that's why I'm so confused.
And for what? You already are wildly successful. Why is it not enough?
He told me he was an orphan and all this stuff, but then I meet his mom.
He told me he was an orphan and then I met his mother is quite the string of words. But as insane as these lies are, let's be real. It doesn't...
It's like me saying, Rich told me he had a big dick and then he pulled down his pants.
Explain why CryptoZoo failed, but the next lies kind of do, because part of Eddie's story is also that he went to MIT where he was recruited to the CIA. And it's part of why he was so attractive as a lead developer, all the wild experiences that he had had. But it's just not true.
I emailed the MIT registrar's office and I asked if Eddie Ibanez attended the school, and they confirmed in absolute terms that he never attended MIT.
That's right. The whole orphan to MIT origin story, it wasn't true. And Eddie's whole backstory from here kind of falls apart as well. How could he have been recruited to a government agency out of MIT if he never went to MIT? If this is all seeming crazy to you, you might ask yourself, who would believe all this? And this is where Eddie shines. He kind of had a gift for getting people to believe in the lies he told, especially super rich and powerful people for some reason. Like take, for instance, this story, him winning the Super Bowl for the Philadelphia Eagles. He managed to convince the owner of the New York Yankees that it was true, Barry Klarberg, who completely bought into it without question and told the same story later in a college seminar.
You went to pee and found a cucumber. How does that work out?
Let's jump right into the work that you did for the Philadelphia Eagles, which led to a Super Bowl championship, led to you getting a Super Bowl ring.
Yep.
Tell us exactly what your job was to do for them and how it worked out.
No, sure thing. So first off, they said like, we don't know where to put you, but and then the sports science guy was the one guy. He's like, hey, I got some data. I'm interested. So we took in his data, and then we found out that these players what happens is it's like a player, as they run around, they get at certain fatigue levels. So if you ever played Street Fighter, the video game, there's like a red bar at the top, and every time you get hit, that red bar goes down until you die. KO,
What?
Right? So then we're trying to figure out kind of what that is for a player, and on an injury level, right? There's an injury bar that gets knocked down and that gets KO'd.
This is insane. He convinced an owner of the Yankees that he won a Super Bowl by turning sports athletes into Street Fighter characters. And of course, none of it's true. The Philadelphia Eagles responded to a fact check saying,
Nobody can verify that he worked on player analysis on behalf of the team. Should I make a salad, Rich? Yes. Toss the salad with the cucumber.
he never worked for their player analysis team. Not only that, the Eagles also said that Eddie did try to do an in-person presentation in March of 2018, but that was already a month after the Eagles had already won the Super Bowl. And also,
Yes, Logan. Yes, I get it. He scammed a bunch of people. Wait, who's messaging me and why?
they didn't hire him because of course not. Meaning there's no way this story is true. And yet he's convinced people at the highest levels
What's up,
of
that one
sports
guy?
that it is. And this is where we get back to CryptoZoo, of course, because it's how he got involved with that project. Remember Jeff Levin, Logan's manager, who we spoke to last time? Well, he also spoke to Adam Robb. And when he told him the reasons he liked Eddie, they sounded very familiar.
And did he tell you, I guess, kind of like about like working with the NFL and that kind of stuff and the whole, like his time in the CIA and all that?
He did. And it was interesting. It was like, this is wild, you know, like that's pretty cool. But he's, once again, he's humble and he's not like...
Yeah, he's humble because he didn't do any of it.
Never bragging or anything like that.
Wait, but he is bragging. He literally made it all up. The CIA, NFL stories aren't true. How could that not be bragging? But that's the impression Eddie gave off. But that's not all. Because Eddie didn't just use made-up stories to get in with the CryptoZoo team. He also used his other connections, his real millionaire and billionaire friends that he's managed to gain with all these fake stories. And some of them vouched for him. People like Chris Birch and Todd Morley.
And what was the thing that kind of like sold you on Eddie? Was it the fact that like Chris and Todd and people like that kind of like have backed him in the past and like...
I just think he's a down-to-earth, cool, humble guy.
Okay.
Who's been super successful. They're trying to do an agenda, and he's just kind of like, hey, look, I'm super smart in what I know, and I have amazing relationships through business that I've done.
It's incredible. I mean, how does this guy keep getting away with it? Honestly, it's baffling. But I've got to say, up
because he's a narcissist and a liar, and it doesn't matter.
Till now, everyone's been fooled sort of fair and square on...
Yeah, he's just so humble because he's full of shit and didn't do anything. He's the exact opposite of humble if you think about it. He's lied to you, tell you he has all these big accomplishments. Oh, it sounds like gaming racist.
The same grounds. But I found out CryptoZoo did have an advantage.
Fucking awarding himself Guinness Book of World Records. Oh, man. It's like jerking off and saying, oh, man, I shot the biggest rope in this room. Time to get a Guinness Book of World Record for it.
That could have saved them all this trouble the whole time.
So a month before the launch of CryptoZoo, I got on the phone with Jeff Levin, Logan Paul's manager. And after he spoke fondly of Eddie and his work, I confronted him about some of Eddie's lies, including how he didn't work for the NFL. Jeff told me he doesn't know much about the NFL, but he knows about the business world. And Chris Birch and Todd Morley vouched for Eddie. And so Jeff and Logan were going to continue working with him. Have you...
This is what happens. We have a quote developer, unquote, talking to non-tech. Yeah, they just believe what he says. They sound smart, but any real developer can tell his story is bull. And you have a lot of people with a lot of money who just like, I'll throw it at you. It's fine. And they like verify the person with one other person, and they may be in cahoots with the scam artist, and that's how they get ahead. It's like catch me if you can.
Have you ever verified that anything Eddie said about himself is true?
We verified that it's
no.
true. Yeah. We definitely talk to people.
Okay.
And his friends and people that.
Yeah, he talked to other people that he tricked. Yeah, I'm the CEO. I'm actually the vice president of finance over at Sony Computer Entertainment, I swear.
He said he has relationships with, which we've confirmed that's for sure.
Okay, because I had trouble with some of that, like with the NFL like saying that like no, we've never worked with him, and that kind of thing. But you've had
the NFL saying that.
Yeah.
Like who? In the
Okay,
NFL?
I will see more.
The
Thank
comms
you.
teams for the Eagles and the Dolphins, and then the people specifically that he named that he said he worked with.
Got it. I don't know necessarily the football stuff.
Okay.
You know, I don't have relationships in the football world.
Sure.
But in the business world, you know, we've definitely, you know, talked to multiple people.
Like Todd and Chris, and they backed him.
Correct.
Wait a second. This means at minimum, Jeff knew about Eddie's background beforehand, or part of it, and still decided to go with it. This is
Because he's like, cool, he'll make it easier to scam. I'm the CEO of Atari. Well, dude, remember when he came out with that video? He had a bunch of fucking Atari tokens. How much are those worth now? What yachts are you buying with your Atari crypto? Jesus Christ. Fucking Atari crypto. Oh, man.
It's just unbelievable, willful stupidity. And since Jeff is Logan's manager, I assume him and the team should have known about this as well. But still, they went forward with it even though they knew this stuff before launch. Now, I started to reach out for comment about this because obviously this is a huge deal. But when I did, I got a call from somebody new. Someone with a different perspective that I hadn't heard from before. Jake, the Crypto King. He's been involved with some of Logan's projects in the past, like Pokemon, for example. He was called the Collectibles Guru a few years ago. Nowadays, he goes by Crypto King, and he's an advisor for the CryptoZoo project. So let's add him to the conspiracy board. But the question is, what did he
I'm the CEO of a television amico. You could very well be.
have to say? I took a call.
It's worth like that. The Intellivision name, especially after all of that's happened, is worth like $5 and a 6-inch Subway sandwich now.
With him, and he mostly wanted to talk off the record. But when I pressed him, he was willing to at least put one thing on the record for me.
Right. One more thing about Eddie before we get off of him.
We actually
the biggest reason it failed, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because I don't want it to ever be thought that Logan's the reason it failed. He's not. Logan wasn't smart enough for what he tried to build, and then when it was built and was failing, didn't have the ability to correct it and to save face and reputation. It was more convenient to pull out than to be associated with a failing project that the dev rocked. So I could put that one sentence on the record.
Well, that is certainly emphatic. Crypto King says,
damn, so there has to be more because there's a third part, which we're going to watch.
It's
but
all Eddie's fault. And this is a nice, neat theory.
It's all Tevin's fault.
For us. You know, Eddie ruined everything because, yeah, Eddie is a liar. So it does seem to explain.
Sexy Coco's hanging from fucking bridges with his cock ropes. Yeah, so just those detractors that ruin the crypto. God damn it.
Explain how these developers got screwed. But this theory doesn't fit all the facts because Eddie was kicked off the team months ago. And still, the game is not working, despite Logan claiming they were going to go back and
Let's see you. Congratulations.
Congratulations,
Samir.
Fix all the problems.
Again, retroactively working to make these projects right, and this takes time, bro. It just takes time. Development takes time. Working backwards to fix things, which isn't ideal, but also this project will speak for itself.
And now, you know, we're working backwards to try to fix it.
This just hasn't happened. Even a year from launch, the game just doesn't exist. What's worse is the newest dev team who came on after Eddie just quit. And one of the reasons was they hadn't been paid for over a month. I know that.
Wow, there's a trend here. It's almost like everyone who works with Logan Paul, minus his very close associates, don't get paid.
This because Logan's team is leakier than the Titanic, and someone told me that. But we also have blockchain evidence. This is Jeff paying Block Ops, the company they hired out on July 19th. They were supposed to redo all this work. It's confirmed by their leader, Skip, talking about a first monthly payment on that day. But after that, there's nothing until they quit on September 26th in a post called Our Departure from CryptoZoo. Now, I do have to say, it does look like they were eventually...
needs to cut this crap if he does. It's just if he doesn't want to lose his WWE contract. It's so weird that he's in the WWE. How did that even happen? How do you start as whatever? Trey X Cooper, you've been a member for 17 months, man. Thank you. Back before I got divorced, I was banging out with my wife and I accidentally roped myself in the face. Well, there you know what?
Congratulations. 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 Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
It was the Suicide Forest
Congratulations.
duty.
Congratulations.
I'm the CEO of Small Penis. No, I am the CEO of Small Penis Incorporated.
Congratulations.
Porky's Butthole.
Never blowing bubbles ever again. Congratulations. 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 Congratulations.
You take the bubbles and shut them up your fucking ass. How about that?
It's a great song.
Paid, but
family friendly.
Only
song.
a day after they quit. And this is just the same problem as before, slightly different. Nobody can pay these devs on time, and investors end up getting nothing. And so I can't buy into the idea that Eddie's at fault for everything, because when Eddie was gone, they had a lot of the same problems. Now, it was only at the point that this dev team quit, Block Ops, that things really took a turn. Because if the Titanic was leaking before, now it was sinking, and everyone basically gave up hope. You know, from every direction, I started getting messages from all the investors who felt betrayed, who up to this point were holding on to hope. Now they felt defeated. They felt tricked by the CryptoZoo team who had fed them promise after promise, and they were sick of it.
He was never in the chat or anything, never.
How is fake rice pudding? How is that even a thing? Like, how do you make it fake? I don't even know. Logan's mom publicly refers to the Forest vid as Logan's 1L. Are you serious? Well, I think she needs to talk about this L as well.
Apologized or told us anything.
Things didn't work out. Things didn't work out. We all get that. But to continuously lie, lead people on, hype people up, to put more money in, all the while in the background, things are going down, things are hitting the fan, and you've left us holding the bag.
I know it was my decision.
I bet Crypto King is the one responsible for the pricing products. Oh, I can't wait to unbox. I got to do that tomorrow. And then I have to do the INEO too, because I'm sure they're waiting. But still, I got to unbox that thing tomorrow. Oh, DK Oldies. And I'm going to... Not that I really want. I may have to order a toolkit to open up the NES. Do I have one still? Because I know they use those special screws. Fuck. I'll have to find out. Yeah, Tommy Tellerico. Dude, they're all the same.
And I did my research, but I believe nobody has to lose money in this way.
And that's when a whistleblower stepped forward and decided enough was enough. They decided to leak me messages, team messages, from the CryptoZoo team from all the way back in the beginning when they thought of this idea, all the way up to launch. And seeing that, it changed everything. Because all of a sudden, I got a lot of new information. Remember how Jake, the Crypto King, said Eddie was the only problem? Well, a year ago, he was saying something very different. On the day of launch, he said this to the group. Logan, you stole 40 million in tokens from me. You are a scam artist. You are a liar, and you betrayed your own community. You aren't that guy. Logan replies, oh, Jake, trust me, bro. I am that guy.
Jesus.
Story. Yeah, I'll go on the record for you, and yes, I'm going to show you the text message that say we can sell at these ascending market caps, and that it's not like I was trying to rug a project. It's like I put $250,000 into a project plus 6 months of time, and the founder never did anything he said he was going to do, and then hired a bunch of devs that didn't do what they were going to do. And every time I gave advice, the advice was I was told. So there was nothing illegal about that. Ethically, arguable. The rest that Logan did to me was ethically wrong and illegal.
For us, and none of us...
Wait, ending Logan Paul. All right, here we go. Here's the crescendo. Here we fucking go. Buckle up.
For the last 6 months, I've been working on my own NFT project.
We've put hundreds of thousands of dollars in it. Personally, the whole team, $1 million plus.
We had an issue with CryptoZoo, where our lead developer took the code that he made, fled to Switzerland, and like held it hostage for $1 million.
He literally never paid me anything at all, ever. Eddie promised me, 5% of the tokens and $1 million. He literally never paid me.
This reporter says Eddie's entire story is fake.
The biggest reason it failed, in my opinion.
Doug, I'm not the bad guy here.
Yeah.
There's some actual out there.
Yeah.
And it's not me. Like, I'm here to build.
Welcome to part 3. So far, we've discovered
So no, a scam artist always. I'm here to build. I'm here to grow. Whenever someone says something like that, it's red flags all over the place.
fake orphans, millions of dollars stolen, and a cast of sleazy characters. But now, it's time to put it all together. What is the truth? And who's to blame? We're going to start by going through leaked text messages of the CryptoZoo team to understand all of their motivation. Then we'll go to blockchain evidence and show who sold what. And finally, we'll confront some of the people responsible. But before we can do any of that, we have to start in March of 2021, 6 months before the token even launched. Our 4 suspects, Logan, Crypto King, Eddie, and Jeff, are in a group chat discussing CryptoZoo, which starts...
I don't have a large peep. He gave back, Jesus, 200. Oh, God. You could do the same. Yeah, this makes that whole debacle seem like, me and him got into a fight over, a lunch at Olive Garden.
As a copy of something else. Quote, I like imitating crypto kitties, Jake the Crypto King says. Logan replies, I agree. And initially, it wasn't called CryptoZoo at all. It was called Crypto Pets, and they were going to sell a Pets token. And pretty early on, it became clear this was all about money, how they were going to sell this thing to investors. In fact, Crypto King said he thought it was worth at least $20 million in only 6 months, saying the range is insane. $20 to $210 million. It's beautiful wherever we land. Eddie jumped in at this point and talked about how he could sell the project as an investment to a friend, Matt Higgins, saying, quote, he has to spend that $350 million somewhere. Why not us? And Logan says, I love that idea. Crypto King, I'm in. And of course, you have Jeff saying, let's go. So you can see right there, they wanted to sell this game before it had even launched. Now later, Eddie amends the list of investors and says, quote, investors will be Gary Vee, Todd Morley, James Altucher, Ryan Kavanaugh, and others confirmed on my end. Supposedly, they had $100 million of investment interest. Now, I actually went to some of these investors and asked if this was true, and the one person who responded denied it, Ryan Kavanaugh. Quote, nope, not even a little bit. So this looks like it could be yet another lie from Eddie Ibanez, but either way, it looks like there was more issues than just finding investors because the team wanted to pre-sell.
Yes, that burp was excellent input, by the way.
Tokens. And not everyone was sure it would be legal. Jake the Crypto King mentions that, quote, if we have a pre-sale, it opens us up to SEC issues. And Jeff agrees and says, don't want to do anything that brings the SEC eyeballs. Now, not everyone wanted to be so cautious, though. Logan argues everyone does pre-sale with coins. Eddie agrees. He says, you absolutely can do it. I have the SEC down, private and pre-sale. And honestly, it was quite the dilemma for this team who wanted money. Do a pre-sale, make millions, but, you have these potential legal issues. Don't do it, you make less money. So Crypto King comes up with a middle solution. He says, if we can't sell, no pre-sale. We can still trade them in the liquidity pool. And this is the start of a new disaster, which takes a bit of explaining. Now, just so we're clear, a pre-sale is where you sell investors coins, usually at a discount, before you've launched. And then when you launch, you give them those coins. Now, like I said, the team didn't want to do that. So what they did instead was they bought the tokens on the open market right after launch. But they tried to get clever with it because they didn't actually announce that they were launching this coin at all. They stealth launched it on June 11th and didn't announce this token through Logan until August 18th, meaning
So their coins inflated in price.
They had all that time to silently buy up as much of the supply at a steep discount as they wanted. And the idea here was
other people buy, the price inflates, you make profit, and you rug pull.
That doing this, the team could get these tokens extremely cheaply, which is kind of like a pre-sale, but without all the SEC troubles. And Crypto King makes this clear on June 7th when he says, quote, launch of the liquidity pool is where huge money will be made because you get in cheaper. And then says, we, the team, begin buying out the liquidity pool. Once the team has exhausted funds for the liquidity pool buying, we send the contract address to friends, family, investors who want to be able to get in. So obviously the plan is we buy first, then we give it to our close friends and family, and then maybe the public eventually, right? And even the day before, Crypto King reminds everyone, quote, Zoo Day is
Wait, they have an Atari Jaguar CD? Get out of here.
Tomorrow. I highly recommend everyone
really?
get a few $100 to a few $1,000 in Zoo when it goes live. It will likely 10 to 1,000x. So that was their plan. Rather than doing a pre-sale, they were going to do this stealth launch and hopefully get tokens cheaply the same way, but without all the legal troubles. Or at least that was the plan. Because on stealth launch day, this is where things first started to go wrong for the team. At first, everything seemed to go normal. The team sat in a circle and literally bought it out as planned. But the next day, Crypto King says something odd. Quote, a bot is playing with our token. Kind of cool to watch them work. But he doesn't mention who this bot is. And he also says the asshole finished selling, but doesn't mention who that is. Now, Jeff, Logan's manager, replies upset. He says, how do we prevent someone doing what they just did again? We went from a $130 million to $26 million market cap in 2 hours. It's not cool to watch. Logan jumps in.
Yeah, it's like we were supposed to be the ones scamming, not other people.
Yeah, wait, how did that happen? And he also says, what asshole? How did anyone get this token except for us and none of us sold? And I think actually this is incredibly suspicious because the implication of what Logan's saying is, hey, we tried to scheme this really well. We tried to all buy this without letting anyone know. How did anyone else figure out we were buying it, right? And this is where a fight ensues that's going to become really interesting. Crypto King deflects the question by saying, my buyer pushed it back up to $40 million. And Logan says, no, bro, F your buyer. Explain to me what just happened and how there were 30 token holders. And Jake tries to explain that this was just traders and bots happening to find the token. But Logan says only 5 of us knew about it. Jake says, well, many people chase volume.
It's amazing when it's his money, how he is very verbal.
And new tokens. And to some extent, he's kind of right. But Logan replies, cap. He doesn't believe it. Quote, I can't be the only one who thinks that's too incredibly convenient. Like someone was tipped off. And look, no one's more critical of Logan than me. But as I'm reading these texts, I was kind of like agreeing. Like, yeah, it does seem too nonchalant when somebody's ruining your secret plot. You know what I mean? Because Crypto King was acting very strange. He says, we created $40 million out of thin air. This is a success. Logan replies, this nonchalance worries me. F 40 million. It was at 120 million, which again,
thank you, Supreme God. Can I get a Steven Crowder? Of course you can. Yeah, that Jaguar CD from, especially those things usually take a shit. That would be interesting, Isaiah, if they have one.
Helping Steven Crowder.
It's all about the money with these guys. But truth be told, I did agree that Crypto King's attitude seemed strange in these texts. I mean, he's not wrong that bots are a thing. Traders are a thing. But it sounded like he didn't want anyone to look into it. So, naturally, I looked into it. And what I found surprised me, because there were bots, but there's also unusual human activity during this time. So I tracked the 5 biggest buyers of this Zoo coin. And lo and behold, this is what I found. Logan was one of the biggest buyers, which is what you'd expect. But he wasn't the biggest. In fact, 2 of the biggest wallets seem to be associated with Crypto King himself. And here's where I paused. I said, wait a second. Why did this guy buy more Zoo tokens than Logan when this is mostly Logan's project? I thought Crypto King was a small part of this team. And so to get more info on this, I actually got access to an internal meeting note from the day of June 11th, which they called Zoo Day. And in it, we find actually some interesting information. We see that 5 founders bought in. They apparently were, quote, trading in circles until each person maxed out. But on the list of buyers and how much they spend are only 4 people, when we know 5 people bought. We have Danny, Logan's assistant, for $20K, Logan Paul for $100K, Jeff at $100K, and Eddie at $100K, but Crypto King is nowhere to be found. And yet, on the blockchain, I have him putting in $200,000 worth. And this number, by the way, seemingly is confirmed in a conversation I had with Crypto King, where he said, my $200K investment. And the reason this is important is because it does imply that something shady was going on the day of the stealth launch. Because Crypto King had a relatively small role in this whole project. He was the advisor, but it wasn't that big of a deal. Like you can see from the internal meeting notes, they have a breakdown of who's getting what in terms of founder tokens. And like Logan Paul's getting 51%, Eddie's getting 30%, Jeff's getting 10%. Jake's only getting 5% of tokens, but he has the most of these like stealth launch tokens, which makes no sense. And it got me thinking that maybe what explains this suspicious behavior around like, oh, don't worry about who is buying it.
You will get 2. All right, 3. A 100 people's ears would be bleeding.
The time of the launch. Maybe that's explained because
thank you, Mr.
perhaps
Oliveira.
No one knew that he was buying up large parts of the token supply. Maybe he was buying it to sell later. Now, of course, that's speculation. So that's why I confronted Crypto King on all of this. But before we get to that call, let's address the elephant in the room. Logan didn't accuse Crypto King of being a scam. It was the other way around. Crypto King told Logan Paul he was a scammer. And the question is, why? Well, to answer that, we have to go from June, the stealth launch date, to September 1st, the official launch date of CryptoZoo.
September 1st, CryptoZoo.co.
Now, the day of the launch was a bit strange because you might think, well, they already have a token, right? But the first thing they did was actually create a new Zoo token with a different code, but the same name. And they actually airdropped all the holders of the first Zoo token with an identical amount of those coins on the second Zoo token. So you might be wondering, why did they do that? Well, maybe it's to change the smart contract, but maybe it's because of what they did do. They blacklisted some of the holders. In other words, they didn't airdrop to everyone, including Jake the Crypto King. They excluded his wallets so it couldn't get these Zoo coins. Jake texts the group about this the next day, saying, quote, the Zoo team made a major error this weekend. They chose not to communicate, mint a new token, and airdrop it to whatever wallets they determined fit. This decision came from Eddie and Logan, and I had no part in it. 11,250 wallets before the airdrop, under 11,000 after. They chose to blacklist and ban over 200 wallets. Now, who those wallets are, I have no idea. But he continues, quote, as a founder like Logan, Jeff, Eddie, and Danny, I had purchased a large quantity of tokens. 5+ of my wallets had been blacklisted from the original team's buys. Now, I don't know why he had 5+ wallets there, but okay. He says 80+ billion Zoo tokens were confiscated from me to date without any communication. So, wow. That's why Crypto King accused Logan of stealing from him or scamming. It's because he was frozen out of a lot of his wallets. And then we get to the text you guys all know. He says, Logan, you stole $40 million. You're a scammer. You're a con artist, all that stuff. You betrayed your community. The reality is you aren't that guy. And Logan responds, oh, Jake, trust me, bro. I am that guy. Q, in the arms of an angel. And look, I mean, what do we make of this? Well, I don't know. I can't root for either of these guys because it sounds like Logan stabbed him in the back, but it sounds like Crypto King may have stabbed him in the back in the first place, right? Because it does appear like he bought tokens that maybe everyone didn't.
So they're both shady pieces of shit, and they just both fucked each other. So it's like
about. So I'm really not a fan of anyone in this situation. And by the way,
yeah, they're both. One tried to say, hey, we're supposed to be scamming in this together.
This whole thing was structured so misleadingly from the beginning. I have to talk to you a bit about it because you might think that these tokens were the only tokens they had, but it's not even true. In the distribution section of Zoo's white paper, they say there's 2 trillion tokens, and a quarter of that are allocated to development, marketing, and founders. Those aren't even the tokens we're talking about right now, because they claim that those tokens were locked up for 6 months, and then afterwards, 10% was unlocked every month. And if that's true, there would be no reason for these funds to be blacklisted, right? Why would you blacklist something that would be locked
Yeah, pretty much, Tickle Television.
up? And the answer is because, well, the founders had more than one set of tokens. Not only did they supposedly have these founder tokens that were locked up and couldn't be sold.
CryptoKing claims he was never given founder tokens. Okay.
These stealth launch tokens were different from that. It's like a whole different thing.
Yeah.
And the tokens that they bought, that all
And two scam artists being pissed that one tried to scam the other.
all of these guys bought, they could sell at basically any time because they weren't locked up, which is a massive problem. And this fact was explicitly laid out in their meeting
This is the lamest Ocean's 11 sequel, pretty much.
notes, with only one rule. They say, quote, no selling until $200 million market cap, and don't impact the market more than 3%, and not impact the market more than 10% in a day. And by the way, this is basically conspiracy to manipulate a market. You know, they're literally having insider rules for how to sell, but we're going to look past that.
It's kind of like insider trading, except in a place where there's no regulation.
Right? Because these rules eventually kind of changed. A text from Logan's manager, Jeff Levin, came to the group chat, Zoo Founders, saying, guys, new and absolute rules. No one is to sell or transfer any zoo. Logan's going to make the call when we can make moves. And Logan replies, your tokens do not leave your wallet. This is a game. Now, that all sounds well and good. Don't sell your tokens. But the reality was, I mean, they're just kind of trusting.
That is from Last Battle, a game Last Battle, which was a very generic action platformer that was based on Fist of the North Star, but Sega didn't have the license for Fist of the North Star in the States, so they had to call it Last Battle, which made it even more generic.
Trusting each other, because these tokens that they're talking about, they're unlocked. They're not locked up, and they could sell it at any time. And I guess the question on my mind is that why CryptoKing's tokens were blacklisted? Because they thought he would sell? Or maybe it's just the fact they found out he bought and they didn't know about all those tokens. It's honestly hard to say without knowing more evidence. And this is where we're going to jump into the blockchain. Now, I've tracked the wallets of the entire team and identified the largest seller of Zoo in the team. And it wasn't Jeff. It wasn't Danny. It wasn't even Logan. It was CryptoKing. CryptoKing sold, by my calculation,
God, he looks like such a douche.
Millions of dollars.
He looks like you'd be a CryptoKing. I just...
And I know what you're thinking. How's that possible, right? I thought his tokens were blacklisted the day of the official launch. How could he...
It's legal.
Sell that much? Well,
Brian?
The answer is that not all of his tokens were blacklisted. He had even more tokens behind the scenes. And what's worse, the CryptoZoo team actually gave him back a lot of his blacklisted tokens, which I guess you can see as a good thing or a bad thing, because he then turned around and sold those.
Be interesting to see what happens after this, though, back and forth. The quartering sounds like he's needed to clear his throat for 15 years. Phlegm just stuck in the back of his throat. I'm not long for this world. Well, it's probably from drinking a liter of vodka a day.
Tokens.
I don't know if it's a day. That's alleged.
Right? And
but I know he's a drinker.
From my blockchain analysis across his blacklisted tokens he got back and the tokens that he had squirreled away the whole time, he ended up making $6 million. He did this by sending out tokens from these larger wallets to dozens of smaller wallets, selling it, and then sending the money to final cash out wallets. So I used those final wallets to calculate the amount he made. Now, I know, look, it's a lot to accuse someone of selling $6 million in a project that doesn't even work. It's a giant scam. So I wanted to give him a chance to defend himself. So I got on a call with CryptoKing. And here's what he said when I finally revealed that I knew.
God, his name is fucking... Did he self-proclaim himself as CryptoKing? If he self-proclaimed himself as CryptoKing, that says all you need to know about this guy.
He had sold.
I'm going to change this whole fucking story. Yeah, I'll go on the record for you. And yes, I'm going to show you the text message that say we can sell at these ascending market caps. And literally, I'm going to... 100%. It sounds like your biggest issue with me is that I sold. And if that's your biggest issue with me, that's the truth.
Wow. That is a big admission. Selling tokens for a project that you're an advisor on when the project has never been delivered. Although CryptoKing insists that it wasn't $6 million and he wasn't trying to...
I mean, look, I know I need to lose more weight, and I'm already working on that. But God, he's a drinker and a smoker? Ooh, boy.
Rugged project. In fact, really, he might be the one who got
he ain't skinny either.
Screwed over in all of this.
Like, I didn't sell 6.
I ain't skinny, but I ain't drinking or smoking. I don't even the pot I take. I don't even vape.
$1 million worth. That's going to be other wallets, but that's probably not going to be able to being able to be proven, except for them saying, can you send BNB to all these different wallets for me? Which that I'll be able to show you that I was giving BNB to the whole team. I'll also be able to show you that I was a 5% holder of the Zoo tokens that I was promised to be given over the 3-month period, was never given. I can also show you that I was frozen out and was never given the 15 billion tokens back that I paid for in cash.
Okay.
I'll show you all of those things on the record, and then you can also say that I did sell, which is also true.
Yep.
As long as it's accompanied with, he was a founder that was supposed to be given 5% of the project and was never given the token or paid, worked for almost a year on the project. As long as that goes in with it, then at least that tells my side of the story so people understand that it's not like I was trying to rug a project. It's like I put $250,000 into a project plus 6 months of time, and the founder never did anything he said he was going to do, and then hired a bunch of devs that didn't do what they were going to do. And every time I gave advice, the advice was I was told to fuck off. So it can be that story, or it can be he sold all this amount and he got in early. Well, yeah, that's like 1% of it though.
Incredible. He sounds like he views himself as the victim, or at least like he got screwed too, which just has to win the gold medal for me for mental gymnastics, because, I mean, he literally had put $200,000.
Oh, that's a lot of times how these guys get so rich and successful. It's not even, it's just manipulation and not having a conscience. It's just the truth. That's it. Can you manipulate people, or are you charismatic? Like, look at fucking Andrew Tate. He's charismatic and he can manipulate the fuck out of people. And it works. He shames people for stop going to Hustler University. The same people that, all those people, I'm an alpha male, that's why I'm on Hustler University. And then you have someone who's saying, shame on you for no longer applying to my stupid fucking boilerplate classes where some clown is telling you to make commission off of Amazon sales. Sign up again. Yes, Daddy, I will. Yeah. Greta Thunberg roasted I didn't expect that. That was brilliant. I retweeted that.
And he says he made millions of dollars. Even if you take him at his word that he didn't make the full $6 million, he admits to me later that it might be a pretty close guess. He tells me via text, quote, I don't care if you tell people I sold a few million and leave it at that. Well, okay, $6 million, a few $1 million, it's millions of dollars, right? Millions of dollars when you only put in $200,000 into a project that's never been delivered, doesn't work, scammed people out of their money. How is he saying he's the one who's in the wrong? Well, in his view, what he did was not wrong. It might have been arguably unethical, but it wasn't illegal. And what Logan did, well, that was illegal.
You can say the timing was bad and it was inappropriate to sell, but the reality is I bought tokens open market and sold them open market. So there was nothing illegal about that. Ethically, arguable. The rest that Logan did to me was ethically wrong and illegal.
Now, what do I think of all this finger pointing? Well, I think it's pretty wild to try to make yourself look like the lesser of two evils when you made millions of dollars and investors lost millions. I just do. Now, at the same time, I want to be fair to fucking tits. He's not the only one who sold here. But I also have to say, not everyone from the founders did sell. For example, Jeff, Logan's manager, to my knowledge, never sold. Neither did Logan Paul, which was a huge surprise. All their wallets that I tracked, held on to their tokens, which is good, and to their credit for a game that doesn't work. But you know who did sell? Eddie Ibanez, the guy who didn't pay the initial devs, the supposed MIT orphan. Yeah, from what I could see, his initial wallet got a ton of Zoo, sent it to a bunch of smaller wallets, and then sold off, kind of like Crypto King. And for my calculations, he made about $1.7 million. Now, I have to tell you that like Jake, I tried to confront him and give him the opportunity to defend himself, but he never replied to my emails or my phone calls, and we're just gonna have to leave it there. But we're not done with the money just yet, because we still need to talk about the eggs. Remember, we talked about how they profited from ZooCoin, but they also made millions from eggs. According to their own internal meeting notes, they plan to make about $3 million selling these eggs for 0.1 ETH apiece. And that's not far from what I calculated they actually did make, which was about $2.5 million. In the meeting notes, they say they're going to clear expenses and then do payouts. But payout who? They don't say. And these expenses are referencing an earlier note suggesting Eddie and Logan had both spent $300,000 each, which I'll say is not $1 million. But okay, we'll give it to them, right? So they got paid back their $600,000, but where does the rest of the money go? Well, on the Ethereum side, there's one payout for $364,000 to one wallet and another $1 million to another. Both are Coinbase addresses, so we don't know who exactly that is, but clearly someone on the team made a lot of money from these NFT egg sales that do not work. And on the Binance Smart Chain side, where they also made money selling eggs, the zoo that was spent was supposed to be set aside for 50% to be burned, which they did, but the other 50% was supposed to be allocated for wildlife charities and CryptoZoo development. Now, neither seems to have happened because all the money is in a wallet that the team still controls, so there are open questions about, where that money is going to go and where the Ethereum money went. Did it go to Jake? Did it go to Logan? Did it go to Jeff? Did it go to Eddie? We don't know. But what I know for sure is that no one was innocent, although there are certainly shades of guilt you can argue about, because of course, not everyone did sell. You could look at that as the most important thing. Logan Paul didn't sell. Jeff, Logan's manager, didn't sell. But does that make them innocent? Well, I don't think so, because they never built a game they promised people. Logan Paul specifically got millions of dollars spent on this
from people investing and didn't even release a product and kept the money.
Game on the promise of the technology that he never built, that his team never built. And he never addressed the failure except to blame his developers who weren't paid. And you could say he promised to work backwards to fix it, but then never did. But at the same time, it's clearly not just Logan's fault either, because there are major team issues, right? You've got Eddie selling millions of dollars of Zoo and then allegedly not paying developers. You've got Jeff, who was warned about Eddie, who kept him on the team anyways, and then after they fired Eddie, seems to also have failed to pay developers on time. And then you've got Crypto King himself, who sold the most, but claims he was the guy who was scammed, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It's just like Avengers Assemble for the worst.
Well, that's the other trait with all these guys too, is that they're always, even if they're the perpetrator, they try to make themselves seem like the victim. And I know it seemed like I'm zoning out, but like it's just so much to digest. And that's and if you think about it, that's part of it, man, is that this shit, it just becomes, with crypto, the water becomes so murky that this is why you could get away with this shit. For now. It's going to end, though. Like, crypto's dead. There may be one more boom, and then maybe there'll be a couple coins left, but the rest of them are just going to go to shit. Because it's going to get regulated. And you'll never see, this shit won't be allowed again.
Worst possible team you can imagine to build a crypto game. And so, unsurprisingly, it turns out a lot of these guys backstabbed each other. And so, finding a way to wrap this up.
Wow, a bunch of shady scam artists backstabbed each other? I'm shocked. Wow.
Was difficult because it's hard to assign exact proportions of blame. Because if you focus on any one person, you kind of miss why this project failed. CryptoZoo, at the end of the day, did not fail because the price went too low. CryptoZoo failed because they never built a functioning game that they promised. Really, the number one problem, even bigger than people selling millions of dollars of tokens, was that they never paid the developers on time, as boring as that is. And as a result, the investors not only got rugged for millions of dollars, which is a problem, but they just didn't get the core thing they had bought from the beginning, which was not a crypto project, but something different.
I'm excited to launch my game.
You keep using and you just did it again, you keep using a word there, game. You're not using like a project. It's a game.
It's a game. It's a really fun game that makes you money.
That's it. That to me is the biggest scam in all of this. Yes, it's a huge problem. People stole millions of dollars, but it's a symptom of the larger issue, which is people didn't actually care about the game or this, whatever you want to call it. They just cared about the money. And this is ultimately what happens when you have an influencer LARPing as a businessman. It's what happens when you have a liar LARPing as a developer. And it's what happens when you have a shady crypto guru LARPing as a crypto king.
Who's a self-proclaimed.
You end up with a mess. And in my personal opinion, a fraud as well. And now that this thing blew up in their faces, these four seem to be dodging accountability faster than SBF dodges calls with me. Because I have reached out to everyone involved. I've tried to get all of their statements on things. So far, no one has taken accountability or offered to refund the victims at all. They're all hiding, pretending these victims don't even exist. But they do exist. And throughout my investigations, they've been the heartbeat of this whole thing. So I decided to close this investigations in a bit of a unique way. Rather than me deciding who's to blame or me deciding what you should think, I want to give them the last word.
Everyone's to blame. Logan, in the sense of his poor management, is his project. He still made these promises to people.
I think everyone it is to blame, including Logan Paul, of course, because he was the one in charge of this, and he was responsible for all of this mess.
Everybody has it.
I don't have that, but I do have the Mr. and
ban Amber Heard's Turd, please. Ban Amber Heard's Turd, please. Ban Amber Heard's Turd, please.
A big part and a massive, massive cross to bear.
Each one of them scammed the project in their own way, and then off to the sunset they went.
It was his job to check the team to make sure that everyone is working together, to make sure that he is giving the funds of the people that put it into his project under his name to people that he actually trusts. So in my opinion,
Crypto King's Twitter is suspended. Something's up, huh? Well, maybe
if the team failed,
maybe accountability is actually going to start happening
to perform, that's Logan Paul to blame.
The community is destroyed. People is angry. They just want their money back. They just want their normal lives back.
Reimburse those loyal fans that they have, or try to.
They don't have to, because there's no legal, as of now, that's going to change. There's no legal reason for them to do so.
Build the project, actually deliver on the project. For those who are still holding their eggs, like I am, or for those holding the zoo coins. So maybe they could just deliver what they promised, and that would give some redemption to this fiasco.
He's not said a word. That's as bad, or almost as bad, as taking the money. It's the not coming out and just being a man about it.
At least we deserve to know what was happening behind the scenes while we were waiting for almost a year and a half. The fact that we're hearing this information not from Logan Paul, but from pretty much an investigator, it really says a lot.
What did this loss mean to me? It meant a lot. Not just personally, because I lost quite a lot of money. My kid and also my wife were invested. It was like telling a kid that Santa doesn't exist or something like that, because she really believed in all that game. She really believed in Logan Paul. Kids look up to that kind of people. So it was some kind of broken dream.
My mum was invested.
Again, though, why do you think Logan Paul would give a shit about you? Just, I don't know. I don't understand.
My sister was also invested, so I mean, my daughter even had a couple of the eggs and animals, which the loss for them hurts the most, because obviously it's just not nice to see.
For somebody to win, somebody has to lose. That's a gamble you take, whether you get into crypto or not. I got in knowing that I could lose, which is fine. That's on me. But I thought if I lost something, it would be because I sold at the wrong time, or the game didn't earn as much as I thought it would, and therefore my things weren't as valuable. But you never go into it thinking it's not something that they're going to just sell out from underneath you, because they could make so much more if they actually delivered on what they said, even if they delivered on close to what they.
But they don't care. This was just about a quick buck to scam people out of. And Logan, he's WWE, which I didn't even know that because I don't really give a shit about him. He's got brand deals, which those may be at stake now. Hope the quick buck was worth it. He's got money coming from so many different places. I'll scam some people and, I'll just keep quiet about it. And it'll eventually fade, and then I'll go on to my next fucking harebrained scheme where I could fuck people over. And dude, it's not even... But these aren't kids. These are grown-ass men. There was one person that looked like a kid. These are grown-ass men, dude. Am I supposed to feel sorry? How many people said they don't buy NFTs and they still play a stupid game? Yeah, No, I would... Like, I've lost money on one of my cryptos. I actually, ironically, made money on Dogecoin, which is fucking shitcoin. But I made money on it. That was the only one. But I if it pops one day in a few years, it does. If it doesn't, and I lost, that's my L. I chose it. I wouldn't cry about it. I'm also invested in normal stocks with an IRA and shit too, but I'm not an idiot. But, well, maybe I'm an idiot, but I'm not an idiot, if you know what I mean. But that's the thing, man. You invested in a project with Logan Paul and you expected to make a return. Shh. It's the same with fucking Ice. Like, you really thought that Ice Poseidon... Oh, man, these guys don't have it. I can't believe Ice Poseidon's still doing his thing. Like, people are amazing. Like, how could you straight up scam people like that and then just go on like, hey, guys, like, I can't... Like, I'm a dick, but I do have limits. Like, I can't imagine, like, making some project like this, literally scamming my audience out of possibly millions of dollars, and to just be, and if, like, CoffeeZilla, like, yo, Rich, you gonna give the money back? I could do that, but I'm choosing not to. But, yeah, they're sociopaths 100%, Synthwave. But the fact that people, like... Ice Poseidon's still streaming now. Someone still likes him. That's why people do it. Like, I'm just not a piece of shit enough. Like, I'm not making it like I'm a saint. I know I could be an asshole, but I couldn't be like, hey, I'm going to create this fake project, make people invest in this fucking vaporware token. I buy it at the bottom. Blows up because not that I have his reach, but I'm sure I could do something shady and get it enough where I'd make a decent coin. You pull out your tokens because essentially it's like a pyramid scheme where now you made a bunch of profit because you bought the tokens for next to nothing and you just say nothing about it. Or if CoffeeZilla interviews you, it's like, are you going to get the money back? Yeah, man, no, I'm good. But people can, man. People can grift. People can scam. And they get away with it. So why are they going to stop?
They said. And that's the thing is, you don't think they're going to rug you because there was so much money in a game wallet.
Ultimately, at the end, the way I see it is it was fraud. Logan could have put out the red flags, told people to stop investing more into it because people were investing into this project until the very last minute, where the ship was still just sinking down the ocean, and people were still putting their cash into it.
If I was on a call with Logan Paul, I would ask him where did his redemption arc go. I think he was on such a good streak, going about his YouTube career and boxing as well, and it's sad to see that because of money once again we have degraded down to stealing from his viewers.
What would I say to Logan Paul and his team if I could?
Guarantee you in a year from now he'll be just fine. Because people forget quickly too. Unless there's legal repercussions where the feds get involved. He gets away with this even with the CoffeeZilla video. He gets away with this. If anything, it'll embolden him. Why stop? Like, I just scammed people out of million. I pocketed millions of dollars and stole it from people. No repercussions, and it took minimal effort. Why would he not do it again? The lesson learned here: if it's too good to be true, it's definitely a scam. You could get paid to play a game. Like, stop it. Like, once he said you get paid to play a game, that's how you knew it was a scam. That's how you knew. Talking about their kid. Yeah, like, talking about their kid. But see, that's the thing where it's like, yo, you invested in this. You chose this. Just like me with the crypto. I will not name that I'm invested in. I chose. You hold the L. You hold it. Yes, they are scam artist pieces of shit. I'm not defending them. Please don't take my words that way. But, you know, dude, even with regulated investments like on Wall Street, it's the same fucking... yeah. Oh, there's rules and regulations to protect you. 2008 says hi. How'd that work out? How many people lost their retirements and could never retire because of that? The fuck out of here.
Well, actually, I could because I have an...
DBZ, I missed your super chat. Let me see, dude. Bro, I'm not... trusting Logan Paul to run a crypto is about as smart as an idea of letting Quantum TV calibrate your television. It's just... well, dude, it's just another fucking influencer who knows they have a lot of reach, just going, hey, buy this, I'm famous. Okay, cool. Ah, look, it's a scam. Before Vince McMahon was forced that he gave Logan Paul a fat contract. He's making millions doing professional wrestling. Yeah. And he's making millions scamming people too.
NFT from other project that gives me the right to see Logan Paul, to meet and greet with him. And I will actually use that right to tell him this story again, show him this video in front of me, and see how he reacts when he sees that my family, my whole family and my kid are affected with this situation, because I think that's not human.
You would think that Logan would have told his fellow followers, his loyal fans that, hey guys, back off, red flag, things.
Probably, yeah. Timothy.
Things are
probably.
There's turbulence in the water. No, not a single word, nothing whatsoever.
To market products at children and knowing full well that his team is made up of people that he believes are shady characters. Yeah, he still goes on Forbes interviews and says the game is great for kids. It's gonna be amazing.
Who loves it most? The kids. Their kids love it.
Our developers' kids, all of them, cannot stop playing the game.
I think that is inhumane the way that side of it's been marketed.
Knowing what's happened since.
Yeah, sociopaths don't care though.
Knowing that all of the people that were there from the beginning, like all of the guys that I'd speak to on a daily basis, that we've all just got nothing now. Ideally, I just want to say I'll see you in court.
Cool. Dear Stephen CoffeeZoo, there are certain legal issues around the company and its product that preclude us at present from answering any questions. It is our hope that these will be resolved shortly for everyone's satisfaction at the point that we will reach out to you. All right, that's some shit, man. God damn. Oh, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You're rewarded in a capitalist society for being terrible. Yeah, I don't really have, like, dude, I wouldn't have any mercy for, you know, I didn't invest everything I own in a stock, because that would, in a crypto, that would have been fucking stupid. Some of these guys did. They're fucking stupid. But yeah, that's my L, man. If what I'm invested in, again, shall remain nameless, I'm going to have CoffeeZilla, all the videos in the description. I'm going to have them all there. I'm even going to throw in his Patreon, too. Yeah, you chose this. Why the fuck would you... $500,000 you invested, dude? You did that. Anyway, shout out to CoffeeZilla. Like I said, when I end the stream, I'm going to put all 3 parts in the description, including his Patreon. I just need fucking sleep. I'm exhausted. I think some of you could tell. I appreciate all you coming through. It was another awesome night. We stayed over 1,000 viewers, I would say 90% of the night, which is amazing. So I'll be back again tomorrow, guys, with at least another stream. I'm going to be working on stuff, but it's behind the scenes. I got to film the idea too. I love the thing. It's not like I'm dreading it, but I just got to film it. So smash that like button with my ass cheeks. Don't smash the like button with my ass cheeks. Anyway, I'm going to bed. Have a good night.
Breasts.